rock and roll. Jen got into Yale. We're all excited. Hey, it's the Bennington Show. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
I'm Ron Bennington. We are, of course, the only father-daughter radio show in the history of radio. And a lot of people have explained to me that's nothing to brag about. I mean, it's really nothing.
I mean, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. We do, but everyone else is like, so?
Like, whenever I see someone doing radio, I'm just like, where's your dad? Why isn't your dad?
You shouldn't ask that question because it could be dead.
You're right.
You know, I learned that with my producers. Are you ready? A lot of live this week, huh?
Yeah. I think we should do all week.
Bring it back alive, we used to call it in the business. Bring it back alive weekend. Nothing but live tracks. It's time to turn the page.
Sound quality's a little different. And you hear the screams.
Oh boy, listen to that phlegm.
Oh,
That
what's
phlegm
wrong?
is just going, you know
Back
what's
again?
wrong. You know what's wrong. It's this cholesterol.
He's like a sickly boy, isn't he?
high.
Oh, what a sickly boy. Oh, what a... Do we have that live video? Look around. For Bring It Back Alive weekend. You know what would be great is by Friday we can do live.
Oh, that would be great. Live lightning crashes
Oh, too much for me. Too sad.
at the Dude Bro Woodstock. What was that, like the late 90s Woodstock?
Yeah.
That was like a pretty good live version of live.
Yeah. Live. That's when Kid Rock said everybody throw stuff. Kind of wasn't the actual feeling of Woodstock.
It was so rapey, I think.
Yeah, it was also rapey. There was
problem.
There was 145,000 rapes that weekend.
It's like a lot.
And I think the MC was Rich Voss.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Not
He
even
told
making
me
that up.
Oh, man. Yeah, I remember watching it as a kid because I can't remember what it was. It was like airing the whole weekend.
Yeah, you could buy the package.
Yeah,
It's
and I
back-
think we bought the package.
Yeah, of course. When you could start and do that, I would buy any package, no matter what it is. There's a package for sale. Give me that package. I'll
What
get
does
the
this
live
include?
package.
This includes everything in the package.
Dude, I did that. There was one Olympics that I had like 19 Olympic channels going at the same time. I tried not to sleep for 2 weeks. Like I paid for this package to sit here in this easy chair. Yeah, here's a weird thing that's out. There's a cruise now that you go around the planet Earth. It's 245 days, a mere $93,000. And you're just cruising for, almost a year, 4/5 of a year or something.
That's a nightmare. Why does this exist? Why would anyone want to be at sea that long?
I'm looking this over, and this sounds weird. I think I'd rather take this cruise than go to the Bahamas. I would rather have the commitment. You know what I mean? Now, what about this? You put me on this cruise, and I do radio every day at noon.
That would be great.
And you guys are in the studio here, and I'm just like, well, guys, it's day 199 on my cruise. Now, $93,000. You don't think that you could have a nice tour of the world for $93,000?
Yeah.
Flying, staying in nice hotels?
Yeah, and kind of like at your leisure. Like, you're your own boss. You can say, today I'm doing this, and now I'm going to do this, rather than just, all right, so 4 more days at sea till we...
Yeah, but here's what you're missing out on. The buffets are unbelievable.
Ew.
I mean, there's just vats and vats and vats of scrambled eggs.
Are they-
Just help yourself with as much scrambled
Are they
eggs.
stocked for that year? Like, that's disgusting.
I believe buffet is the last place on earth that you can find pudding. And you ever notice, like, no one has a dessert of pudding?
No, it's not an option at like a regular
Anywhere.
restaurant.
It's not even an option in your home anymore.
They're like the flourless chocolate cake, the panna cotta, and a pudding. What would you like?
Huh. What's that pudding?
Just regular flavored.
Like a nice vanilla. All right, scoop it up. How much you can give me. Give me about a quart pudding. But you can get them on a cruise ship. There's just a giant spoon, and you can start spooning in pudding. And I'm going to do it. We're paying for it. It's all part of the package.
As a child, I loved a butterscotch pudding. And now as an adult, I could imagine it's just so much sweetness and gross.
Quite frankly, I want it more than anything else right now on my 245-day cruise. So I swear to God, I bet we could call them to work it out with Sirius. We could just put me on that thing. And then I could have 245 days where I'd be out of touch with everyone. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I'm at sea right now.
Yeah, but don't you think at least the last portion of your trip, you're just eating canned goods at this point?
But you're not running out.
You're restocking.
They restock. You didn't know that?
I thought maybe they would just have
we're stopping.
It's be ports.
We're Puerto Vallarta, I believe, is our first stop.
Oh, nice.
No, you have to. It leaves from and comes back to London, Angolan. Now, here's my other thing where I'm on this cruise. Hopefully, there's a murder I can solve.
That would be great.
No one leaves this cruise. And I'd like to talk to the cabin boy immediately.
What if this was your first ever cruise and just on day one you discovered you get seasick?
I think that you'll be able to get past seasickness by the end of this cruise. Although I've talked to guys in the Navy that did a lifetime in the Navy and never got over seasick.
Really?
Yeah. And I go, well, how do you deal with it? He goes, it's just something, it's just something.
You just puke every day.
Yeah, you just puke every once in a while. They never know what was going to hit them. But the difference was they didn't make a big deal out of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're just sometimes you puke in this business.
It's on par with the sneeze. You're just
well, it's like jet lag. I don't know whether you ever get past jet lag if you're a world traveler, but you're just that's the day I'm jet lagged.
Yeah, it hits me hard.
I could get a jet lag by going to the airport. I picked up a friend of mine, came back and slept for 9 hours. No, I'm not. How do you do with jet lag?
When I was younger, it didn't affect me, but now it beats the shit out of me.
But you're a plane sleeper too. It's easy for you to sleep sitting up.
I can,
like you do at your home in the kitchen chair.
Like that's hard back. This past trip, it was like a 6-hour difference. It fucked me all up. Even with sleeping on the plane, I was still all fucking weirded out.
Look at this. Chris gave me this beautiful rosary from a church in where, Chris?
Seville. It's the cathedral in Seville, Spain.
What's the name of the cathedral?
It's this is I don't know the name of the saint, but
you said that Christopher Columbus is buried there?
Yes, he's buried there. Him and his son.
So he goes, I think this is a rosary. And he goes, I think if you want to give it to your mom. I go, that's so sweet of you. I go, why didn't you give me this on the air? He goes, well, I didn't know whether you wanted anybody to know that you're a Catholic.
I don't know.
Now you're making
I wish you would just gave it to me because I'm going to wear this like Madonna.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
The Cathedral of St. Mary of the Sea.
Or yesterday's Catholics theme at the Met Gala.
Yeah, the Met Gala. That was very exciting. See, you know what the Met Gala is, right?
Yeah, it's like a big party.
It's not. It doesn't seem like a fun party though, because the women are wearing these ridiculously
they're wearing couture outfits and very costumey, but high art fashion.
So Gail calls me and goes, "The Met Gala's on. Turn it on." I go, "Why would I want to turn on the Met Gala?" And her friend had a jewelry piece that was going, two, right?
Yes. So originally, she had found out that the host of E, who is hosting the red carpet, was going to be wearing some of her pieces in her hair. And so that was really exciting as is. So we were kind of freaking out.
So this is a big deal when you have this business, if anybody wears your stuff. Because it's yes, the people at home see it, but then all the industry stuff writes about it.
So she makes these really beautiful headpieces. Her company is called Epona Valley, and so we're very excited. This is awesome. This is so exciting. It's going to be on E all night. They're going to be, you're going to be able to see her. Right before the Met Gala starts, she finds out another one of her pieces is not only going to be on TV, it's going to be on the red carpet because a guest is wearing it. Evan Rachel Wood.
Holy shit.
Is wearing this phenomenal Epona Valley piece. So we're just waiting for it, for Evan Rachel Wood to show up. it was the most exciting thing. Like,
It was
to watch a
thrilling.
red carpet for one specific piece. I'm like, just couldn't wait.
Now, see, here's the thing, Chris. She turned around. It's a hairpiece in the back, right? So on TV, she turns around, and what are the? So then the guy who's hosting, there's 4, people
Brad.
hosting. What was his name, Brad?
His name is Brad, but I can't remember his last
He's
name,
like
but he's
this.
a fashion guy.
Oh my God! Look at that hair accessory. It's like a little halo. It's like a play on a halo, and I'm like going crazy.
Yeah, I was screaming at home that like my dog jumped up. I'm actually going to retweet it right now because you can actually just see the very short clip of her turning around and then them commenting on it. But it was the most
really
exciting
thrilling.
thing because Rachel has been at this. She's like a one-woman show, and the amount of work it takes to like try to get your pieces seen. And I mean, this is about as big as it could possibly be for a designer.
Wow. I wonder if she's doing suiting tonight on the red carpet. She wears a lot of really gorgeously tailored tuxedos and suits. And here we go. Yes, she is. That looks like a trouser.
Oh, she's Altazara.
Oh, of
She's with
course.
Joseph, of course, with feathers. Wow. Is it feathers?
No, that was the
I
most.
love that hair accessory.
That was the best moment. Yeah, it was so fantastic. And then like W Magazine did a spread on her getting ready. Evan Rachel Wood getting ready, and in the background you can see all of Epona Valley pieces like that she's going to select, because that's what basically you do is you show up and you're kind of like going to the designer going, all right, this is what I have, does this work with anything?
Yeah, because it's got to match the dress. It's that-
exactly.
you know what I mean? It literally is. I noticed like after that, I was like, they would mention someone's bag, and I'd go, I bet someone's freaking out right now.
Oh
Like we
yeah,
were.
absolutely.
But you know what was, then I said to your mom, I go, well, didn't you buy one of her pieces when she was a kid? And she was like, yeah, I did. She goes, that could be worth a lot of money someday. And then I go, how many did you buy? And she goes, well, one. I go, why would you only buy one? She's going, why would I need? I go, look, if you would have bought 10, you could be just sitting on them right now.
Vintage.
Like Bitcoin. Still trying to figure out Bitcoin.
I don't get it.
Watched it on Silicon Valley, still don't understand it. And yet, I think there's a new thing for Brooklyn. There's a part of Brooklyn they're calling something like Currency Land or some crazy name, because there's like a section where a bunch of different of these Bitcoin things are coming together. Because I guess it's just not one thing anymore.
It's there's hundreds of different cryptocurrencies. It's the cryptocurrency market.
It's too dangerous. That's a dangerous game they're playing. Oh, you gave me back the rosary that Chris was too embarrassed to give out.
Why was he so ashamed?
You know what? Saints die because they won't give up their faith. And you're like, here, let me give you this on the
I
slide.
wasn't sure how to do it.
You, and then I found out who Vito was protecting yesterday with his thing. And I'm like, that would have been great on the air. The person would have loved it. Babies. What is it, Chris?
Oh, Howie Mandel stopping by.
Oh, nice.
Howie's now the ambassador for Take Cholesterol to Heart. Go to Take
Is that a country?
No, that is a website, takecholesteroltoheart.com for more information. America's Got Talent premieres Tuesday, May 29th at 8 p.m. on NBC.
All right.
Howie Mandel's in studio. Howie Mandel is now the ambassador for Take Cholesterol to Heart, takecholesteroltoheart.com for more information. And America's Got Talent premieres Tuesday, May 29th at 8 p.m. on NBC.
Howie, we were just talking about JFL, but now you're one of the owners of JFL.
I am.
That's a strange thing.
It really is a strange thing because,
Yeah.
you know, when you're, regardless of what business you're in, and whether you're in comedy or whether you're in retail, or you never think that one day you're going to own a festival. What do you do? I have a festival.
Yeah.
I've never really felt that festive. So to be a festival owner is so weird.
So you're going to be up there again this year? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to be up there.
Great.
You know, and we're going to keep it the same. The management and Bruce, you know,
Right.
everybody is in place, and it works great. And I am a proud Canadian,
Yes.
and proud that in Montreal, in my home country, is probably the mecca for anything comedy.
Yes.
Anybody who's anybody. has performed there, has been discovered there, continues to perform there.
And it's just a great vibe for the comedians. The comedians love it. Comedians love, because you don't get that opportunity to get together like that all the time.
Well, it brings the comedians together, and it brings you together in an atmosphere that feels very international. You know, most of Canada feels like, you know, you might as well just be in another state.
Yes.
But when you're in Montreal, they're speaking a different language.
Yes.
You know, and it's beautiful, and the architecture. So we feel like we've all traveled together, and it's like a comedy camping trip.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I love the way Quebec, they don't really fly the Canadian flag. They fly their own flag. You know what I mean? You never see the Canadian flag.
You didn't?
No.
Then you were probably face down, because I would imagine the Canadian flag is pretty prevalent, but the Quebec flag.
When you go there next, look for it.
I'm now gonna, I'm gonna play Where's Waldo for the Canadian flag.
I've done that. I go around. I'm gonna find a Canadian flag in town. Can't do it.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. I'll point it out to people. I'll go try to find a Canadian flag.
I'm going to do that now.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I just told you I'm a proud Canadian. I'm proud that is in Canada. How do people know where they are? So they're flying the flag of the province.
Yes,
Yeah.
which
Yes,
they
of Quebec.
consider, you know.
Why
the
are you
top.
holding your tummy? Do you not feel well?
No, there's a little one in there.
Yes.
You have. Oh, how amazing is that?
Yes.
How amazing is that for you?
It's unbelievable.
It really is.
It really is
It's-
the craziest thing that could happen.
I have two grandchildren, you know, and when your babies start having babies, it's so much better if you could just have skipped this,
Right.
and gone right to being a grandparent.
Well, I'm trying not to even bring that up to her, but because it's stressful when you're going to be a father. You're like, oh my God. But for me now, I'm like, everything's great. You guys are going to do great with it.
Yeah.
You know, everything's fantastic.
No
But
pressure.
I'm literally happy for, I would say no reason, but there is a reason. But I don't know what it's like normally to go around and just feel good. And I'm having that now.
And the biggest joy in the world is grandchildren. Two of the biggest joys in the world, three of the biggest joys in the world is number one, being a grandparent.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, owning a festival.
Right.
And number three, taking care of your high cholesterol.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I'm glad you brought it up. Two guys on my show, cholesterol. Chris and Vito, both cholesterol.
And are you on statins?
Not on statins. My doctor said that let's try discipline first, but if that doesn't work, we're going to statins.
So discipline. So he held you over his knee. And
That always works.
Here's the weird thing. Discipline is not your mainstay.
No. I like to indulge in all things.
Yeah.
so your doctor doesn't know you.
Right.
So that's the key to this campaign that I'm doing. And you can go to, take cholesterol to heart.com. And there's videos of my story, and which is probably very similar to your story. And when the doctor, you just have to, people don't talk to their doctors.
I try not to.
Well, that's the point. You got to talk to your doctor because you probably feel good right now, right?
Oh, yeah, I feel great.
You know how close to death you are?
No,
Or
I
stroke?
don't. Jesus.
I'm here to tell you.
Yeah.
First, I'll talk about a festival, and then I'll talk about how close to death you are. I didn't realize either.
Yeah.
It's like this silent killer, and most people die of heart disease. And if you have a stroke or you have a heart attack, you know, there are things in place like statins, and I'm not promoting statins. What I'm doing is promoting talking to your doctor. So if discipline hasn't worked, when's the last time he enforced that?
Oh, that was about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. So, but if you go back in the next couple of months and you keep talking to him, or he keeps testing, then what people do is they self-medicate, or they take themselves off of statins, and they don't know that maybe if they talk to the doctor, there's maybe another statin that might be more useful.
Well, how do they self-medicate? What are they doing?
You know, people. I did this. I was told to go on a statin, and then what I did was I thought I was having side effects. I'm a hypochondriac, so I went off of it, but I didn't tell the doctor. And then I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll just be really disciplined. I'll run miles and miles, and I'll just eat salads, and I'll just be really good. And as it turned out, when next time I got checked, my cholesterol had gone up. You know, it's genetic for me.
Right.
And it's not always a fix with your diet.
No. And you got to, I don't know what his diagnosis is, but the point is that you don't know, I'm in pretty good shape and I seem to eat okay and I exercise, but that didn't help it. But I would think if I didn't want to take that statin, that would be it. You have to talk to your doctor, and maybe there's another statin that you don't have side effects of.
But it is always odd when you see a lot of people that you're like, oh, they're in good shape, and then they have a stroke or a heart attack.
No,
You know what I
I'm
mean? You
probably
just never-
in the worst shape of anybody in this room.
Yeah.
I would imagine I am. And just because of, what my cholesterol is and the fact that I'm my age, I'm in my 60s. So
Vito, your dad died from a heart attack?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So that's fine for you. And how old was he? He was a young man, right?
He was in his 40s or 30s.
Yeah.
I don't ask questions.
Smart.
No, but
smart not to ask questions.
Ron's asking questions. We're asking you to answer questions.
I don't know how old he was. I just know he was either late 30s or early 40s.
Oh, yeah.
And how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, and do you have high cholesterol?
I have very high cholesterol.
And what are you doing about it?
I don't know. I avoid my doctor now.
That's exactly this campaign. You need to call your doctor after this because you could live healthily and happily for the next 90 years and really want to follow in your father's footsteps.
No, I don't want to follow my father.
So what are you going to do? Do you have a website that you're going to go to as soon as I get? What's the website?
TakeCholesterolToHeart.com.
Okay, go do that now.
Okay.
I think we just saved a life.
I know.
but Vito, I need you to work. I don't want the sound to go out. Can you wait for a break?
I don't want to die.
I really, his health and your sound are equal.
Yeah. I'm just going to push until they die, and then I'll get two more that look just like them. But Vito, is that something that always been like a concern for you?
Yeah, like even when I had one point lost a bunch of weight, my doctor still said my cholesterol was really high. Stop eating fried foods, and that was like 5 years ago. I was told to slow down on all that, and I haven't at all.
So, would you be adverse to if he prescribed a statin? Would you be adverse to taking that?
No, it sounds pretty good.
See, here's the thing. I think most men are kind of afraid of doctors.
They're hard to convince to go.
Yeah, most men are like, oh no, I don't want to find. I'd rather not find out.
But he found out, and he's not talking to a doctor.
Right? Yeah, that is true.
But that's what people do.
Yeah.
That's a common thing where people do find out and then they think they can control it. He figures because he was told not to eat fried food, even though he's eating, you know what? If I really get scared, I'll stop eating fried food and it'll go down. But that may not necessarily be the case.
Right.
So you have to talk to the doctor. And that's what the website is.
Isn't that, here's what I think the doctor thing's like. Remember like when you were in school and you had a paper due and you just ignored it, until and you're just thinking maybe something magical will happen.
Like maybe they won't want that paper.
Well, that happened in school for me. Nothing magical happened. I don't have a GED. I have nothing magical appeared in front of me from not handing in papers, from not listening, from not attending. So it's the same thing. So my education died. I don't want my heart to.
Well, this is the funny thing because I didn't know that you weren't even a high school graduate.
No. Isn't that amazing? And now I have a festival.
And then you have your own festival. But someone said to me, Howie's coming and he's on tour. And I go, when is, in the last 3 decades, it's been a tour.
Yeah. I was doing, at my height, 300 nights a year. Now I'm just over 100 because I have, other commitments.
Shows.
America's Got Talent, which premieres this May 29th, 8 o'clock on NBC. And I'm doing Deal or No Deal. That's coming back. And so I don't have time to go on the road as much. Or I'm promoting, TakeCholesterolToHeart.com.
And festivals.
And festivals.
But Deal or No Deal coming back, that could be some of the most exciting moments. I remember once I was watching an episode where somebody was going to win everything or nothing. And they pushed all in on it.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking this feels like the Super Bowl. This is that moment where you're watching somebody.
Well, it's I love that it's like a simple concept, and yet it is like you get so emotionally wrapped up in it.
You do, because it's real people making, it's risk versus reward. It's like, I don't know if you go to a lot of casinos, but I like casinos. But even if you're standing beside a high roller or you're standing beside somebody who's going to put everything on black, there's something there where you either want to, strangle them or just be in the glow of whatever their winnings are. It's just, it's pretty amazing. So that's coming back. And it launched some careers. Meghan Markle started there, right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
What is she up to now? She doing okay for herself?
She is doing royally.
Do you wish that you're thinking now you should have been nicer?
I am wishing, to be totally honest with you, I am wishing I would remember 'Cause I don't even remember her. I don't even remember. I mean, I read that she was there, and I have video of me talking and interacting with her. I don't remember.
I think as soon as I saw her, though, remember when you guys showed me, I go, I think I remember her.
You do?
On that show, yeah.
Yeah, viewers remembered a lot of the models a lot more than I did. And Chrissy Teigen is from Deal or No Deal.
But that show kind of fits you because the improvisational aspect of it, right?
You know, it's really funny. They said when they were hiring me for the show, I don't know if you know this. This is 2005. When they were hiring me for the show, I got a call and they said, "Do you want to do a game show?" And I went, "No," because I don't know if you remember the climate around 2005. Sure. No comedian would ever do the irony would be gone. The game show host was a punchline. I thought that would be the nail in the coffin of my career. And then they called me back and they go, "We think you're perfect. This is a big show. NBC is going to allot, 5 nights to this. They've never done that in primetime. Do you want to do it?" I went, "No, it's even more exposure of my career going down the toilet." And then the third time they go, "Really, Howie, can we just show you the game?" And I said, I'm not interested. But if you want to show me the game, I'm in Jerry's Deli in the Valley in Los Angeles. If you want to come and show me the game, you can. And this guy from Endemol shows up, and it looked like a special needs art project. He had cut out a cardboard. He hadn't even gone to Kinko's. And there was 26 little, there weren't cases, just numbers. And we played the game. Yeah. And I went, "Do you realize this is not a game? What am I going to do for an hour?" So I go home. And my wife says, "Did you take it?" And I go, "No." She goes, "Why? It's going to ruin your career." She goes, "Howie, you're at home now. You were just eating soup alone. This is your career right now. Take the deal." So I took the deal, and I phoned them on the Friday. I went, "Okay, I'll do it." They go, "Great. We couldn't do it without you." I go, "When do I start?" And they said, "Monday." And I said, "Well, don't you have to build a set?" They said, "We have a set." And I said, "Well, don't you need to hire models?" "We have the models." How far down the rung was I to be perfect? How many comics had said no? They knew they wanted a comic. So I did the show. When I did the show, took off. And then they started the next. Jeff Foxworthy got a job on Are You Smarter Than Fifth Grader? And now comics are the flavor for anybody that's doing but as you said, they learned that somebody who works in the live venue, because anything can happen, and especially on that show where you're not reading questions and there's no trivia and there's no skill, it was just about holding court for an hour.
But the thing that was always great is like the tension. As the show went along, the tension. So the rubber band is just being pulled more and more, and you're finding out what kind of person that they start as one kind of person, but at the end you find out, are they very conservative or are they?
Well, I tell the story about the very first. So the very first contestant, who I'll never forget, is a woman named Karen Van. And I walk out. Well, when I said I'll do the show on Friday, then I got scared and I said, "Can I hire comedians like my friends to write for me? Because I have no idea what I'm going to do in this venue." And they said, "Okay, write." Because in my mind, I started looking at tapes of Groucho Marx, who did what is it, Bet Your Life?
Bet Your Life, yeah.
Yeah, Bet Your Life. And then I started watching Johnny Carson, who had done, because I had no reference. Right, the biggest game was Regis's Millionaire, but he's not a comedian. So I had all this stuff, and I walk out, and they introduce me, and the crowd roars, and then I say to the contestant, "What's your name?" She says, "I'm Karen Van, and I have no insurance. I've never had insurance. I've never owned a home. These are my 3 boys. I'm a single mother," and the kids were there, and I went, "Holy shit, this is real." Yeah. And I look at somebody who's on the set of, 10 crammers around them and 300 people, and I could see a glaze over her eyes, like she's so taken with what's going on, and that kind of informed my cadence. So I threw all the comedy by the wayside, and I would go, in the offers, I'd go, "Karen, the offer is $20,000. Do you hear me? $20,000. People on SNL started making fun of my cadence, but it's like you snap to a kid. You're not listening to me. Come on, listen. And without even thinking, she'd go, "No deal." And I go, "Really? $20,000 will change your whole fucking life. What are you doing?" And it was so hard. And after I taped the 5 shows, it became not about the comedy. It became about my empathy as a father and as a human being. And I took off and I went to the Caribbean because I didn't want to be here for the cremation of my career in my mind. And when it aired, I got calls saying, "This just went through the roof." And the next night it's bigger. And the next night it's bigger. And then I got back on a plane. I flew and I landed in Miami. And within seconds, people were passing me going, deal or no deal? And it became a phenomenon.
Yeah.
And who knew? But this Karen Van, you were talking about people who didn't have anything, ended up leaving with $5,000. And we brought back people years later to see what they had done with their winnings and how their lives had changed. And Karen Van, who has 3 sons, is a single mother, never owned a home, never had insurance, lives in middle America, won $5,000. You know what she did with the money? She really did change her life. She had her tits done.
It's a beautiful story. Let me wipe this tear away.
Yeah, it's festive.
And we'll see you at JFL this year.
I will be there, and I would love to see you there.
Yeah, of course.
Again.
Chris?
Howie Mandel's been in studio. Howie's the ambassador for Take Cholesterol to Heart. Go to takecholesteroltoheart.com for more information. And America's Got Talent premieres Tuesday, May 29th at 8 p.m. on NBC.
And who knows, maybe you saved 2 lives today.
I hope I did. Are you going to go call your doctor?
Yes.
Are you going to go to the website?
I am already on the website.
You're on the website.
He's
That's
on the
all I asked.
website.
That's a start.
All right, buddy.
Thanks.
We'll see you next. What a sweet guy, huh?
Such a sweetheart.
Always been one of my favorites. I always think about him first of all, he's never, we're talking about the size of the tours that he's done. He did 300 shows a year, 200, has always played theaters and has never not, you know what I mean, for 30 years.
Yeah.
And when people make the list of, whatever, they don't always bring his name up because it's so steady. There isn't this kind of rise and fall. And people think of him more of his TV projects.
I think that's probably why, because, sometimes people don't associate it always.
And yet his audience does.
Yes, of course, yeah.
I mean, the hardest thing to do, well, there's 2 really hard things to do is to get an audience and then keep an audience. Because normally they're like, well, I've even thought of like people would ever say, are you a fan of this person? I'm like, yeah, but you only watched,
right.
Like with Letterman, I'm more a fan of 80s Letterman than anything that took place after it. But I was obsessive about 80s Letterman. So that will never fucking leave. But to have that thing where, you can just grind it out. And here's the thing. We were just talking with, travel. All of us have just had recent hard travel experiences. And yet he's traveling 200 days out of the year.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
I don't really understand people who can do it.
It feels like if you're traveling for 200, that should make you useless for 100 because it's just the travel just fucks you up so bad.
I guess that, you can get used to it, but I don't know. I don't think I could go. You're just moving all the time.
He should maybe do that 245-day cruise comedy. The whole time.
And he probably wouldn't even be able to tell the difference. But just think of like one of my worst things is packing and unpacking. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
packing and
Forget
unpacking.
No, it's
packing
awful.
and unpacking all the time. And I know people that can pack a bag like in a minute. And
if you're staying at a hotel for more than, let's say, 2 nights, are you put your clothes in a drawer, or do you live out of a suitcase?
100% of the time I take my stuff out.
Really? Even if it's a short weekend stay?
Short weekend stay, doesn't matter. I won't be able to fucking find everything and do it properly.
I always left my stuff and just lived out of a suitcase until I had one longer business trip, and I was like, this is kind of stressful. Maybe I'll put it out. Now I'm like, this is the way to do this.
Yeah.
You need to kind of settle yourself in.
It's actually what happened when I was traveling a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would always say, look, I got it. And I would actually even end up calling the motel room home. I'm like, I'm going home. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Because I just don't want to feel like I'm a fucking maniac. I remember one time when I was a kid, I was doing some gigs. And I'm at this fucking really rundown motel, right? Where the rooms are just opening up. And it was in a shit town. It was in a very small town. And the gig was in a bar that was in a Quonset hut, right?
Right.
And so, I mean, this is about as low as you can get. But because we were there and there was a sign that said comedy, the whole town came out. Like we were like fucking rock stars. So I'm at this place. I go out to the pool, and it's literally like green sludge. And I'm like, fuck, well, I'm going to sit out here for a second and have a smoke. And a rock and roll band of 4 hot chicks came out in bikinis and laid down. And I'm like, this is the best business in the whole world. And they're like, where are you playing? And we were just, and I'm like, you feel like it's the shittiest and then most unique stuff.
Yeah.
All the time. So, I mean, it is, you know what? Look at him. He balanced family. It's the hardest fucking thing to do, too, you know?
Yeah, when you travel that much.
Yeah, your kids don't know you. D.L. Hughley told me once that he went home, his daughter was graduating from college or something, right? This was during one of the Unmasked, or maybe even right before the Unmasked. I don't know whether it's on it. But he said, so he's back, and they got pictures up on the walls of her as a little kid, and he said he wasn't in one of the pictures. And he had to sit there and look, and he goes, well, you know, I did provide and everything, but I didn't experience.
That's
And
so
I've-
heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's really, really hard. Vito, you still on that website? Because I need you to do work here, okay? Quite frankly, I don't care about your cholesterol. You or 3 week ago, Chris. What's your, and you say you can't balance it with your food thing?
Yeah, I can't figure out the right way to handle it. And
What's a food that you feel like you can't give up? Because I know you're starches guy, right?
I'm a fucking huge starches guy, and mashed potatoes.
Bread and potatoes is the big tough thing.
Yeah, bread and potatoes, mashed potatoes just specifically, I just can't get enough of, especially like cheesy with like sour cream and shit mixed in. I love those. And
Well, it seems like a mashed potato is something you should get enough of. Like, it's a very heavy food.
It's a very, yeah.
Keep them coming.
Yeah. Well, you know, the potato is a very weird thing with us because potato's the only thing that's available at every meal. You could have home fries, you could have French fries, you could have a baked potato. And then what else is there? There's potato tots.
Mm-hmm.
Curly fry?
That's going to go in the fry category.
I'm going to agree there. And a steak fry as well, before you jump into that.
Although, please keep those away from me.
It's like a long baked potato.
I don't want it.
All right, here's the thing. And if you'd like to join in at home, this could be a great social experiment. By the way, Chris and I were in a social experiment with 2 kids from Columbia out front.
Oh, really?
They asked us if we liked the plaza on a scale of 1 to 5. I said 5.
I said 3.
I think they were trying to find out that people like a little green in the city. You said 3?
I said 3.
Well, you love that plaza.
I know, and I told them I'm here. They asked, how often are you here? Every single day.
Yeah. I was trying to, I was supposed to just have 1 to 5 answers, and I was expanding. And I literally said, I'm going to be a grandfather soon, too, so my happiness is probably up over where it should be.
That's awesome.
All right. And I think we got vetoes.
Okay.
But if you could only, let's suppose they said you could only have one style of potato the rest of your life. If you'd like to join in on this, 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God, because I believe this is the most important question being asked in America today. And I'm going to say North America. I'm going to include Mexico and Canada in this. And I don't think anybody on the planet likes potato as much as Americans.
No.
We're the potato people.
The Irish, I suppose.
Yeah, but do you ever
There's
see how
not
they prepare it?
I know.
Boiled.
They don't even know what
it's
to do with it.
It's the worst potato is the boiled potato. It's the laziest. It's saying there's no difference between a potato and a tea bag. It's the same thing.
Ooh, does anyone ever drink that potato water after?
Yes, the Irish do. They put a little whiskey in it and off they go. All right, 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Everyone to think you can only have one style potato. And that means, if you get whatever it is, that's all you can have your potato prepared that way. So I think we're looking at baked fries, home fries, which I'm going to say are different than French fries. Vito's beloved mashed potato.
Tots.
And
I'll throw in a hash brown, I think, is also very different than a roasted potato.
And I'm going to make this harder. Chips.
Whoa!
Because look at this. Think of the summer. If you don't have fries with your hot dog, you're at the pool, you're going to have chips.
This
So
is not
chips
one that
are
I was
off.
thinking about.
So
All
when
right.
everyone else is eating potato chips, you're going to be eating on a baked potato. And by the way, this is real. This is actually going to happen. you just can't say this.
I didn't know I
Yes.
agreed to this.
How about Al Gratin? Is that thrown in there?
Yes,
Throw it in. Yes, any preparation. All right, this is tough.
Now, before I go to you guys, I'm going to go to some of these callers because obviously the phones have blown up.
Holy shit. People are passionate about potatoes.
Yeah, they are. Jason, one potato the rest of your life.
A really crispy, lionized hash brown with cheese on top.
You really are from Wisconsin.
Absolutely.
That is the most of all time. Now the problem, of course, with hash browns is, do you want hash browns with a hot dog? Do you want
Yes.
hash browns with a cheeseburger?
And not every place prepares them.
Oh yeah,
You know
you're
what I mean?
right.
Like, you go to a breakfast place, some places don't make a hash.
And they're not going to make
the
it.
north, anyway.
They're going to be a 24-hour diner because
Yep.
they're not going to go at dinner. Oh yeah, we'll do a hash brown for you. Scott in Tennessee.
My mom's gorgonzola mashed potatoes. They're the best.
What are we talking about here? Gorgonzola.
Putting gorgonzola
Yeah.
cheese in the mashed potatoes.
What's this people with the constant cheese and the mashed potatoes?
I don't know.
Is the starch not enough?
Thank you, Chris. That's a good point.
There's no need for all the cheese.
Hey, Dan in Ohio.
Hey, Bennington.
Hey,
How's it going? I'm going to go with potato soup.
only potato soup.
Potato soup.
Ew. Fuck that. This guy's not serious. He's gonna miss.
It's
You
not
can
going to
have a
help you if
steak
you
and
got
a
steak.
potato
That's
soup.
exactly where I was going. And can I get a side of potato soup with that?
That really came out of left field.
Chris, let's go to you.
I thought I knew what I was gonna say, but then you threw something in there that fucked my head up. I gotta go potato chip.
Wow.
That's it?
Potato chip. I wasn't thinking potato chip in the potato family, but I have a serious potato chip problem. And if
Yes, that would be good for you to get rid of it.
No.
This
I
has
want
something
it.
to do with the cholesterol. I
I've
think.
never seen you eating potato chips.
Yes, you have.
No, I've seen you eat a ton of fries. You eat fries every meal that I say.
Yes, I love fries.
And you're not going to have fries anymore. You're going to say, we're going to go to Five Guys, and you're going to go, do you have a chip back there of any kind? I don't think it can be done.
I'm gonna do the potato chip. The crispiness of a potato chip is too much, and the saltiness is too much
And
to
the
give
quantity you're allowed to
up.
eat.
Yes, I can just eat a fucking giant bag of potato chips.
I knew it had to do with quantity.
I'm going to say this. You're going to regret. You are going to
You're gonna
regret,
go to a
my
nice steak
friend.
place and open a private bag of Lay's out of your bag.
They're going to tell you no outside chips.
That's fucked up.
Chris in Idaho.
Hey, y'all, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Y'all have a good day?
Great.
I mean,
My choice is a twice baked potato.
Now, here's the thing about the twice baked potato. It's just a little crispier, right?
Yeah.
and then I think it's like, don't you pull out the potato
You're going
meat?
for a potato skin then.
No,
Yeah.
and then you fluff it back in, and then you top it.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
That's-
a
I mean-
You're right,
cupcake,
Gail.
dude.
Yeah.
Chris, you just put up pictures of cupcakes.
These are potatoes.
No, they're not. There it is.
Turn it to us.
It's like an old-fashioned
Turn
potato
it to us. We need to look. Yeah.
It's like an old-fashioned potato skin. And by the way, America, let's say in the 80s, got on a potato skin thing like it was disco.
Dude, I'm
Like,
telling you,
wherever you went, there were potato skins.
I was born and raised and grew up in the height of potato skin, and I didn't
it
think
was the
there
number
was
one appetizer.
any other appetizer. Like, I thought you were sick if you picked something else as an appetizer.
And then it fell out just as quickly as it came in.
I know. I fucking loved a potato skin as a kid.
Like right now, you'll say to somebody, you have any potato skins? And they're like, the skin? I have a potato? And I'm like, yeah. And they go, you want some banana skins with that as well? Potato skins were the chicken wing at one point.
Yeah, absolutely.
I had no idea that
Oh.
it was that huge.
Yeah.
Massive.
Well, when Fridays became a mainstay across the
A
country,
Bennigan's or what have you.
Bennigan's or Ruby Tuesdays. I can't think of how many other of those
Chili's.
fucking Chili's.
Red Robin.
Yeah, they're all out there. They're all the same. And for some reason, you can get a meal for $8, and it scares me.
Unlimited too. Sometimes it's just unlimited chicken wings for $8.
No, there isn't.
I think at TGI Fridays they have unlimited apps.
Unlimited
For
apps.
$8.
I'll check the price.
Yeah,
it's cheap as
because
fuck.
you're lying.
Bottomless apps?
It's not apps. You get like to choose one app, I think.
For $8? Oh, all right, I'll understand that. But that's not bottomless, is it?
No.
There is a bottom.
No, there isn't a bomb. You can keep eating chicken wings if you choose chicken wings as your app. You keep.
By the way, bottomless only works for a beverage. It doesn't work for a food.
Yeah.
No one's going to say, we have bottomless meatloaf. Mike in Buffalo.
Talk about the potato, the official fruit of Ireland. Nothing's better than a baked potato.
Yeah, there's plenty of things better than baked potato.
Most of these other potatoes.
A baked potato is so bland that you have to add tons of things to it.
I can't have a baked potato without some sort of a large quantity of fat added to it.
Yes.
So it's got to be sour cream or lots of butter and like something like chives or something. It's something to give me something.
I always ask to put fries in there so I can have a little taste.
Just dip.
All right, Vito, we heard you going on and on about the mash.
Yeah.
Are you going to surprise us, or is that?
I mean, I was all on board with mashed, and then I forgot about potato skins.
This does not make sense.
It doesn't
Please
make
stay
sense.
with
Yours
mash.
is-
I'm going to tell you,
yours is
90% of dinner places you'll find a mash. You're not. We just told you they're not in vogue anymore. Don't fuck this up.
But it's
They're
available
an afterthought.
I'm
everywhere.
very passionate about
Every
this.
Fridays. Any Fridays I can walk into and
Yes.
get them.
You don't
Today?
You don't want to be like the guy calling with it twice baked.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like,
First
you're
of all,
asking so much.
I'm not saying what you're doing is dumber than Chris
It
with
is.
just chips.
Chips
No, that's
are awesome.
ridiculous.
You're all gonna miss chips when you're eating a sandwich.
There's no doubt. You're right.
I'll miss
There's
it.
a time when we'll miss whatever the other ones
but I
are.
won't be living in hell the rest of the time.
But this would be a lot harder to give up chips if I were 12.
My idea with the potato skins is that I could like crush them up if I want, and then mix them, and that's like a mashed potato.
No. This isn't the whole fucking point that you can beat the system.
No.
I hate when you play with someone
Always
and they
veto.
act like I'm going to ask for 3 more wishes. Shut the fuck up. We have something lined up here, and honor means something.
Yes. Obviously, anyone who has a baked potato can then take that and mash it themselves, but you're not permitted. That's
Now,
not
can
the
I
game.
do my veto impression? Could I have some of Ian's potatoes? No, you can't.
No, that's not how it works.
And Chris, you're getting potato chips and nothing else.
That's gonna be great for a short amount of time.
All right. Gail, before I go to you,
Okay.
I have no idea what Jen's going to choose.
I'm so interested in what Jen is going to choose.
I feel like it's gonna be a waffle fry.
Let's jump into some of these, though. Will, what do you got?
Amish potato salad. It's what we do up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan.
And that's it? You're
Yeah.
going to have that on the side of your eggs?
Dude,
On the side of your turkey?
I'm going to tell you right now, I thought about how much I'll miss potato salad because it's not going to be my choice.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think you're picking the most practical. It's delicious, and that's going to be one of the hardest
Guess
things to
what?
turn down a potato salad. I fucking love a potato salad.
I love my mom's potato salad above all else. But how many times a year am I eating it compared to a fry? You know what I mean? Now, Jen, she's a wild card. You're no idea where this vegan, fishy, and whatever she is, this Yale graduate, is going to go. What are you going with?
Tater tots.
See, there you go. That's the most immature answer we've had yet.
With
That's
ketchup.
more immature than Chris's.
Oh, much more so.
What else do you want with it? A cut up hot dog?
I see.
Ketchup or cheese. Cheese is good too.
You like a loaded tot, you're saying?
Yes, minus the bacon because I can't eat the bacon.
You're eating the bacon.
That's part. You're top mom now.
You know what? I mean, it's not only enough that Howie Mandel drops in, tells us he listens daily. look at this giant comedy star, Mr. Tommy Johnigan.
Yeah.
Tommy!
Hey, buddies. Can I ask a chip question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it unlimited types of chips? If you say potato chips, you get all the chips?
Oh, when I say potato chips, I don't need any of it. I just need a basic chip. I don't need any flavored chips.
Why are you making it harder on yourself? We didn't even say what
Oh my
you're
God,
limited to.
I was about to agree with Chris. I felt if you get all the chips, I think it's potato chip hands down.
No. First of all, who needs a vinegar chip?
I like
You know what I mean? Who needs a barbecued chip? These things are just powders. They're disgusting powders. They're not even a food.
That's what I'm saying. I'm the pure chipist.
Can you powder your
I
baked
think
potato?
my white trash roots thinks potato chips can go with any food you eat.
Potato chips and steak is totally fine for you.
Oh yeah, I'll dip it in the ketchup. It's fine.
Now, what about with your eggs in the morning?
I crumple the chips up on the egg.
It's a nice crunch.
So you're agreeing
What other
with Chris?
potato do you get to shake a bag above your head when you're done with it?
That is true. That is true. Now you would say, but you need the full flavors of and Chris, you're just going a plain potato.
A nice salted chip.
Yeah.
Just salt. It's all
Why do you laugh at him?
Yeah.
He's a person, Gail.
Yeah, I'm a dude, okay?
Huh? Where does that Me Too thing come from?
Just a nice salted chip. Yeah, you can have nice if that's your
Yes, he wants
preference.
it nice.
They're going to be nice.
I mean, am I getting nice or what?
So you're
I can go a baked chip, Pringles if I've got company. This is the whole thing.
Pulling out the stops.
I had no idea you were doing so well, Tommy.
All right, guys. I'm all chips.
Tommy, you going back to Montreal this year?
I'm not this year. I'm gonna take this year off. I'm hoping to get to New York soon, though.
All right. Keep in touch with us, will you, buddy?
All right, buddy.
Bye.
All right, see you guys.
Peace. He's the funniest.
Yeah, he's the best.
Do you remember when we were just riding to the gig in Montreal?
Oh my God.
And he
The three of us were in the car and we were dying.
and just ready to let him hold court. And I got to the gig and I'm like, shit, I'm exhausted already. Because it was slow getting. He was just bitching about everything, the whole ride, anything, the way his itinerary was set up. Just the fact that he had discomfort and the way he was explaining it. Man, I swear to God, it was one of those things where you're laughing so hard you're seeing white. Tommy Johnigan, he's a fucking killer. He's literally a killer. No, not literally.
Well, we don't know for sure.
By the way, I just have to say that last night during the Met Gala, one of the girls from the red carpet was like talking about who's that?
Jared Leto.
Yeah, Jared Leto. And so he's wearing like a headpiece himself. He's got the long hair going, beard. And she said, I mean, can we talk about the beard and the hair right now? He is literally Jesus Christ. I'm like, that's one time you really shouldn't overdo literally.
Yeah.
He is literally Jesus Christ.
Jared Leto. Is it Leto or Leto, Jen?
I think it's Leto.
Okay, Jared Leto is TJ Miller. There is no difference. I mean, TJ's a little more of a mess, but they're both rocking the same personality.
They're very similar.
Here's Ocean Joe. Hey, Ocean Joe.
Hey, Benningtons. I feel that the home fry is the only acceptable answer in this whole scenario.
Oh, how?
Because you can have it with every food group. Like, everyone wants to fry. But there comes an age where you can't be getting fries with steaks and fries with... So the home fry, at least, you can have it with breakfast, you can have it with lunch, even at dinner.
Yeah, I disagree. No. It's a very...
Couldn't have it with dinner.
It's a once in a while thing. It's a once in a while thing. Fran, what do you got, darling?
Oh, hi, Ron.
Yeah.
First of all, it was great meeting you last week at the Stress Factory.
Nice meeting you, too.
Oh, your set was fantastic.
It was so much fun, and everybody was so great.
Yeah. My favorite potato, and my husband's, he was the larger gentleman sitting with me that you made fun of, too.
Yes.
I roast potatoes in the oven with sausages. You get the small potatoes, like the small yellow or purple, and you have them, and then when you season them and you put them in the oven with the potatoes, they take on some of the flavor from the sausage, both hot and sweet, and you let them get really crusted and crispy on the outside, and they're nice and soft on the inside.
Now, it's a fantastic thing, but every meal, that's the only potato now?
Oh, but wait, you take that same potato that you have with dinner.
Huh?
And then you can have them again for breakfast. You fry them up and you got home fries. Or you do one of my favorite breakfasts. You mix it in with scrambled eggs. It's an Italian thing called potatoes and eggs.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's delicious.
it's very
I
good.
love it. All right, Fran, you made a really good place for this, for roasted potatoes
Yeah.
and
sausages.
yeah. Chris will be eating chips during all that.
Yeah, I'm going to be enjoying myself.
Doug, what's up?
Chris, why wouldn't you just switch to corn chips and then you can enjoy regular potatoes as well?
Good point.
No, can I just say something in Chris's defense here? My chick is always throwing tortilla chips on the side of things. That's not a fucking potato chip. A corn chip is not a potato
Chris
chip.
just gave 2 middle fingers in the air to, I guess, my mom for having a light corn chip.
He was talking to society. But he's a rebel. He's going to fucking fly that bird up there.
He's passionate about a potato chip. He's like, I'm an American, okay? Don't give me one of those south of the border.
I'm serious. It's not the same chip. It's not the same experience.
Every single fucking alternative chip to the potato chip sucks dicks. All of them are just off because what everyone really wants is a potato chip.
That's not true either, though, Chris. You're not sitting around having guacamole and shoving a fucking potato
Yeah,
chip.
that's disgusting.
I will in this new world.
You don't have to. You're allowed to have corn. You're allowed to have all the corn products. That's a different
No one ever
conversation.
says no one can have maize. this is why I hate doing stuff. Because you see how confused people get. All right, Gail?
All right. I thought about this a long time.
Yeah.
I've had a couple moments where I thought, should I do this? Should I do that? I'm telling you, it's going to be hard to give up a mashed potato. It's going to be hard to give up potato salad. It's going to be hard to give up home fries in the morning. But if you don't pick French fry, you're fucking crazy. Because the jealousy that you have when you don't order fries and you look at someone else's fries.
I don't have jealousy. I fucking pick fries up there.
That's what I'm saying. You'll never, now you won't be able to do that. There's no possible way you could do it. Now, here's the thing. Yes, is it going to be difficult not to have home fries? But I'll have breakfast with French fries. That's brunch, dude. Like, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can instead of home fries, you can get French fries on the side. It's not ideal, but I just think you are giving up too much if you give up the French fry. My only concern about it, and I'm just gonna I'm one that I'm just gonna voice my concerns, is that a fry out is always better than a fry in, unless you kill it. Maybe you have some big deep fryer at home, but I don't.
You're gonna have.
But I'm gonna have to become very skilled at making French fries.
But you realize the amount of oil you've added to your life now.
Yeah, I know. I understand it,
You know
but
about
I just
cholesterol. You were just hearing about it from Howie
I'm
Mandel.
telling you, the jealousy factor when you look over and see somebody else's fries is going to be too much. It could drive someone to suicide, I think.
Oh, it has. In the past, there was a time that I didn't get fries and everyone else did, and I broke my glass and I cut my throat.
Oh, God.
You know what? I'm glad I did. Because it made me think, I'll never make this mistake again. I'm going to say something for the mashed potato, though. It's the only potato that you're like, oh, let me have it with the meat. You know what I mean? I don't take a French fry and have a...
This was a concern for me because I feel like as a child, it's how I learned to eat vegetables.
Yes.
Was to take vegetable, dunk in mashed potatoes, and then just focus on said mashed potatoes. To the point that even now as an adult, I enjoy vegetables, but I still like the combo.
I'm a combo person too.
I still prefer the combo of a vegetable doused in mashed potato.
You can take your vegetable, your mashed potato, piece of meat, and you're like,
Yeah.
I made a fucking fun thing here.
I know.
That I can experiment.
It lets you be creative, and you're right. But to go back to my French fry point, the variation. You're picking something nuts like twice baked, or I'll say it, Jen, a tot. You're getting one type of thing.
Right.
There's an endless world of French fries, all different styles that I feel like I'm now allowed to explore. I can have it curly, can I?
Yeah, go ahead and have it curly. It's still French fry. You know what I mean? It's just a stupider, worse one. Like, there's worse fucking examples of the great fry. You know what I mean? Like, the fry is the best. You're like, oh, now let me have a duller version of a fry. Here's my thing. Because normally, it's this. I'm leaning mashed potato because of the reasons I gave. But I can't tell you how much I love steak frites.
I know, it's so good together.
It's the only time I have it. I won't order steak fries in a fucking restaurant.
Oh,
you know
no,
what I mean?
that's stupid.
I don't go to a steakhouse and order French fries because I know what I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm getting fucked. That's what I'm getting. But a steak frite in a good fucking French place
So
is
good.
so delicious.
It's like one of the most perfect meals. Something that Chris will be eating with potato chips, I suppose.
It'll be nice and salty.
You know what? There's one thing to stick to your guns, but not to the thing of dropping your intelligence. You're giving up a lot.
Yeah.
I understand.
Look, I told you the shortcomings with French fry. But I still thought about it, and I still stand my ground. You're acting like this is the best.
And I'm in a
decision,
struggle. And by the way, potato chips aren't even part of my struggle.
He's going to look like some peasant just coming into a steakhouse with a bag of Wise potato chips.
Look, I'm going to admit now, there's been a real attempt to ruin fucking potato chips for me by Gail's mom. She won't pick up real potato chips. And I'm not going to go out of my way and just go to the store and get a bag of fucking chip. That makes me look like a loser. But I can't enjoy chips the way I did before. And if I get a bag of chips, forget about it.
It's over, man.
Yeah, I might as well have caramel corn. I'm going to treat it the same way as I do caramel corn. I'm fucked with this. I'm really fucked. And you know what pisses me off? I'm the person who fucking started this.
I know.
And now I painted myself into a corner. Hey, Annette, what's up?
Hey, I was going to tell you, if you're going to do fries at home, an air fryer. Not all that.
I don't want air fucking in my fries. I want grease.
What's an air fryer?
You don't know?
Put like just a couple of teaspoons of oil in there, and they still taste like the best fries ever.
That's not possible.
You want it soaked in oil, is what you're saying.
Puro, all right? I want all that fucking good shit.
Puro?
Not air, just fucking straight oil.
Pure? Did you call oil O?
Like puro, like pure oil. Instead of like not mixing it with fucking air.
But why are you calling it puro?
I just came back from Spain, you know?
And they say that?
Oh, yeah, they say that. Yeah.
There's no way they say that.
Oh, were you there?
But you're not making sense.
I
Right?
didn't
Just
say
do it.
people.
Now
You
you're
just
fucking
added
fighting your way
pure.
out of it.
I thought it was like a type of oil that people like.
No, I'm just saying like straight fucking oil.
But you said it in a different
Instead of
language.
saying pure oil, you said puro, and they got mad at us that we weren't in Spain. You're fucking this whole thing up.
I can't believe you didn't choose potatoes bravos.
Chris in Philly. Chris.
Hi, Gail. Well, first, congratulations. Second thing,
Thank you. On my fries?
Are you considering tater tots part of French fries? I'll take your answer.
I actually don't.
Nobody
and
would.
I would. I feel like I would be breaking the rules if I tried to have a tot. That's not the consistency, shape.
No.
I don't think so.
A tater tot only goes with Jell-O or some kind of other thing.
I'm going to allow myself the standard French fry, like a skinny fry, a curly fry, shoestring. I feel like that after that.
Yeah, but would you have a puro with it?
I don't know what that is.
It's nothing. And it certainly isn't from Spain. And you can't be in Spain for 4 days and suddenly act like you don't understand.
But how, almost like he looked at us and he just shrugged and went, puro. Like,
because
that's what he
knows
said.
he knows how ridiculous he is, and he sticks with it, just like he's sticking with the chip thing and saying he doesn't even want any flavors. He's bastardized this game.
You could have had
Potato chips
barbecue.
suck. All right, douche. You're the fucking douche.
No, he got you, Chris.
Right. He
Why
was
don't you
able
just
to
take
put
that
it together in one word.
This is like me coming back and being like, well, I spent 2 days on this line, and the Five Guys is the only option that you can go with.
There's fucking potato chips everywhere.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a word.
Yeah.
Douche.
Douche.
Douche. Jason. Jason, what's up?
Hey, Bennington, what's going on?
Good.
I feel like someone needs to go on record and stand up for the boyfriend or husband of the whack job with the air fryer and just say,
and that was
air
adorable.
does not fry stuff.
Yeah, and that was adorable, but it's like that thing, like you ever know somebody on a diet and they're like, I'm having my own pizza. It's carrots on top of a cucumber. Like, why are you calling that a pizza? It isn't. It isn't.
I mean,
like cauliflower steak?
Yeah.
There's a reason they sell air fryers on TV at 2 a.m. because whack jobs and drug addicts buy them, and that's pretty much it.
All right, thanks, Jesse. You're hard on people, but I see where you're coming from.
Tough but fair.
Yeah, well, really tough. Hey, Dave in Virginia.
What's up, guys? Yeah, corned beef hash. Can't live without it. If I have to eat it for lunch and dinner, then so be it. I know it's a breakfast food, but I can't live in a world without corned beef hash.
Again, this is like you're really limiting yourself. I mean,
first of all, you're limiting yourself to World War I.
I'm like, look, I think corned beef hash is pretty cool, but it's like nothing.
It can't
that
be
you can
all
get
the time.
Most places.
Look, first of all, I haven't made my choice yet because I've realized that I'm fucked with turkey or I'm fucked with a hamburger.
Yeah,
because I don't want a mashed potato with my fucking hamburger, and I certainly don't want fries with my turkey. That's fucking horrific.
This is actually a nightmare scenario that you created.
I was going full out mashed potatoes until I thought of steak frites, and I don't know if I can live in a world.
I know.
Fuck. Could I go to like different countries and then be able to eat whatever I want there? I mean, who's stopping me? I don't want to be like Chris and just lying about how much I love chips.
It's not a
lie. Mike in Minnesota. What's up, Mike?
Yo, I'm the fish dude.
Hey.
I called you a while back. I was in Wisconsin the one day. I love your show. Satellite radio took me out of a cave, and you guys are freaking awesome.
Thanks, man.
I got kicked off the radio for saying motherfucker and every other word because I didn't hit the right button.
On regular radio?
Yeah.
Yeah, they hate that.
It's like a new world to me since the company gave me satellite in my van.
Yeah, it changes everything.
Oh, so does the stroke. So my potato intake's got to be non-processed versus processed, because it could affect me having a meal or not having any for 3 days. So like a baked potato is always the way to go. But like you get to go to the store to buy some fries, one store brand is 500 milligrams, one brand 0.
So you just got to worry about that.
So it sucks because I can't figure out what to eat.
Yeah, once you have the stroke, and after that you're like, oh no, I don't want another stroke.
Yeah,
like it is a really nice bottom to have, a stroke.
Well, I was a DJ. You work 2 hours, all the way through the night, a couple hours of sleep. I'm going to be 50 in December, so I was kind of cheating getting all my work done. So, the free meth and cocaine and a little booze, just, yeah! And then you're laying in the hospital,
Yeah.
But no, I can only eat 2,000 milligrams of sodium a day.
But you can still do cocaine, right?
What was that?
You can still do cocaine. I mean, there's no calories in that.
No
Yeah, but I figured since I pretty much fucking screwed everything up most of my first part of the life, I want to prove everybody wrong and live to be 100. So I pretty much had to quit everything and be a pussy and just deliver fish.
All right, Mike. Thanks, pal. I like that he wants to stay alive to prove people wrong. I prove all you motherfuckers wrong.
I'll get you.
Yeah. Now who's fucking laughing, you bricks? I'm alive. And eating a baked potato with nothing on it. Bum, 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 bum. Chris, we got nothing to plug. I feel like we should have plugged something today.
Oh, Louis Anderson Unmasked is airing this Friday at 2
Wait,
p.m.
we never played Louis?
No, we saved it for Mother's Day weekend because of his book.
Ah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, nice.
Well, that's a good one, too. Yeah, Louis. I like him. I really do like Louis so
Me
much.
too.
You know, when Louis was in the Comedy Store, that's when Howie Mandel was breaking.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a really fucking great age. the
Yeah,
Comedy
so
Store.
many people came out at that time.
Yeah. And everybody was coming out of the one club. Bam, bam, bam. Elliot, Ohio.
Hey guys. Hey, it's real easy to give up mashed potatoes because you have mashed cauliflower.
No, but you're saying that for home, but you're not going to go out to a restaurant and have mashed cauliflower.
Some places, I mean, there's like vegan places all over the place, right?
Ugh. I'd rather fucking crash my car. Even
just not
Jen
the
won't eat
same.
in a vegan place.
Yeah, I want to. I haven't tried it yet, though.
It's terrible. It's all vegan food.
Yeah,
I mean, cheese. This place called Chloe, I think it's called. It's in New
You're
York.
too Chloe. Dude, I went to a Czechoslovakian place the other night.
Really?
I thought, I'm not going to like this at all. It was on fucking.
Really?
It was so good. Jen, I couldn't take you.
Very meaty, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's schnitzel, and I had duck. I'm always going to go for duck whenever I can. But yeah, it's hearty food. It's a hearty meal.
Yeah.
But I think I was the only person in there that spoke English.
Really?
Everybody was just talking Czechoslovakian.
Good sign.
And, well, I'll tell you off the air something else.
Okay.
But it's really fucking funny. Hey, we need to break here, right, Chris?
Yes.
You got any live reads?
We have some live reads are coming in momentarily.
You mean momentarily?
Did
want
you
the job or
did
not?
you make your final decision?
I'm gonna go with fries because of the steak frites. And his fucking I'm gonna try the cauliflower mashed potatoes. I don't have any other fucking thing. I hate the way all these people are loading their mashed potatoes up with cheese, though.
Yeah, it kind of grosses me out.
Cheese, sour cream.
Cheese, sour cream.
Half and half.
Like a fucking monster from some puppet movie. Cheese, sour cream. That's not the way you want to fucking present yourself. You getting any closer to meeting girls?
Not with this voice.
I saw a thing. I'm going to bring this up. The Millennials. They're 1 out of 8. This is up on the iBang today. 1 out of 8 are waiting until age 28 before they lose their virginity.
What? That can't be true.
It's very true.
There's no way that's true.
And by the way, I know
1
this,
of 8?
Yeah. By the way, it's worse in Japan with young boys.
Really?
Those Japanese kids are not fucking and they're not leaving their house.
But are they like incels essentially?
They don't leave. They don't because the jerking off to the porn is so prevalent now.
There's like a term for it. I'm not sure what it is, but it's specifically for a young man who stays at home and never leaves his room. Doesn't work. His parents just provide for him.
I'll tell you what it is. It's a bum.
I call it an inside boy.
He's a real inside boy, stroking on his pants toy, jizzing in his bed for no one. Isn't that fucking hard to believe, though?
Yeah,
this is
that's
why
really
Jen's running around single, fucking Vito's running around single.
I know. But I have a hard time really believing 1 of 8.
Yeah,
until
1 of
they're
8.
28?
Yeah, until they're 28.
Doesn't even make sense.
There's a song I'm going to play for the kids that's the way, I like it, You hear that song, you just want to fucking do it.
Yeah. Maybe they don't know the song.
But Vito, you're not in a hurry to date, and neither is Jen.
Nah, not with all this porn out there. You got Fortnite, you got all this stuff out there.
What's Fortnite?
Fortnite. Fortnite's the hot millennial game right now that everybody's playing.
What is it?
It's
Is
a
it
free
sexy game?
It's a free shooter game where like it's 100 people and they battle till the death and one person wins. It's all the rage right now. I played it over break.
So what do? You download the app?
You download it on like your system, and then it's free to play. You don't have to pay to download it, and then you just compete against 100 other people.
Okay, I have a Commodore 64. Is that going to work?
I think you could connect to the internet.
So you're just going by. You just wanted to get out there. You're playing a new game.
No, I'm just.
Has nothing to do with anything else.
I'm just fine playing Fortnite, watching porn, and not talking to
Where are you going
girls.
for porn? Boy on boy stuff?
No, Pornhub, Bang Bros, Brazzers, Reality Kings, mainstream stuff.
But what you go to is boy on boy.
I mean, it's out there.
By the way, that's mainstream. You fucking homophobic prick.
I wasn't saying that wasn't
Thank you,
mainstream. I
Chris.
was just saying I only go
You're
to
a
the
fucking
mainstream
homophobe.
sites.
Why don't you join Chris in the dark web? He can only come when the woman gets her feet cut off.
Oh God!
It's called amputee porn, and there's nothing wrong with it, except for that. I guess it's illegal.
It'd be fine if she was an amputee and then doing porn, but the fact that she doesn't want to be.
Yeah, that's different. Chris, you creep me out with that stuff. I hope it's not true. Why are you so creepy?
Aren't you also really into cuck porn?
Stop it.
Look at this guy trying to fucking slander me, Ron.
I've seen you watch cuck porn.
First of all, what's wrong with cuck porn?
I don't know. Just weird for a guy who's in a relationship to watch cuck porn.
No,
It seems like
here's the
that's
thing.
who it's for.
This is what annoys me. When you pick out the weirdness of somebody else, he enjoys cuck porn.
What's wrong
He
with
wants to be watched by another fellow.
Yeah.
I thought he was the cuck in this scenario.
Are you?
Well, even if he was, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what he gets off on.
Yeah, that's me. You don't
Saying
get
so-
off on anything.
Saying
I
somebody
just
was
said
a
I
Costa
jerked off.
Rican bride.
He said you don't get off on anything.
Fucking incel.
Jerking off just fine though.
There's only one kind of porn, and it has a theme song too. I don't know why I got lipstick on my thigh. Stormy Daniels. Stormy Daniels back to making porn. She said.
Oh, nice.
I think she's going to do it with a guy with that looks like Trump.
Good. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for that.
Did you see the idiot, the lawyer that was going after all the Me Too people? And then apparently he was beating the fuck out of women.
Really?
Yeah.
He was like he was New York's
Top lawyer, top prosecutor.
Yeah, and it was all about the Me Too movement and stuff. And then like I think 4 different girlfriends came out and said like, yeah, he would slap the shit out of us and like spin our mouths. Like they didn't want it. Like it was just like, yeah.
Wait, you don't need to go on the
It's
rate.
getting really
Just
weird.
fucking settle down. Be like a.
I'm a person.
I mean, like, you ever hear like a newscaster reporting like a local news and like saying a rape and then get that specific or something? Like saying all the things he did to the person. Like he's like slap them around, spit in their mouth. Like, come on, Chris.
But they don't want it. He's
and they were screaming, no, stop, over and over.
And he's like, you fucking like his, don't you?
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
This guy. So it came out. And like fucking 6 hours later, he was out of a job. He was like, no, I quit. Fuck it. I don't give a shit anymore. I hope fucking Harvey Weinstein walks free. But this is the thing that men are so clueless. We just don't know what. He was like, hey, I was drinking. You know what I mean? I'm drinking like Lincoln. I'm drinking the same way Lincoln's drinking. I started stinking. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't get. That's the thing. But like, fucking guys be like, that guy's a fucking piece of shit without ever realizing that they're a piece of shit. Never occurs to us. We have no self-actualization. We don't know.
That is true.
No self-reflection. None. Zero. And then, you know, people are always saying like, hey, how come white screenwriters can't write for black people? Because they never once considered them. How come a male screenwriter can't write for women? Because he never once thought about a woman at all. That's us. Why don't we at least admit that's who we are? And some people be like, I'm glad to be this way. Whatever. Let the other people wake, but we got to start at that fucking point. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We don't know who we are. We don't know where we're going. I don't know one guy who fucking knows who he is and why he does the things he does. When people say stuff like, "Hey, why do you do that?"
Yeah,
I don't even know what you're talking about. Someone said, "Why do you smoke?" Who fucking knows?
Want to?
Feels good.
Like, Chris, if you ever want a fucking Coca-Cola, do you even once think about it?
No, it's
If
just
you
Like
think
you
I
go
want a
like-
fucking shot of whiskey, do you consider while you're doing that?
no.
Like, why was I craving this thing? What made this? Why
No,
do I
it's just
even
like,
enjoy
I'm
doing
gonna get
it?
it. I'm gonna have it.
That's right. It's the same way you are with women.
Yes. Wait.
Uh-huh.
No, it's nothing wrong. But you don't have to. You don't have to fucking hide behind. At least know who you are first. You're a fucking runaway train. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I fucking got the train going as fast as I could. I ripped the brakes out. Now I'm seeing what's happening. Like, well, I think there's a certain age that you can't change. And that's why, like, when society changes, it's always like a fucking surprise to older people because they never once consider it. You know what I mean?
Because they were fine with the way.
Yeah, 'cause now
even the stuff they didn't really like, they're like, "That's the way it is."
And then you have people that are this. What? We can't say retarded anymore? We always said retarded. Well, calm down and fucking figure out if that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Just calm down.
Don't freak out.
Don't lose your shit.
Also, how much were you saying it? I mean, does it
All the time.
Does it really fuck up your daily life?
It seems like it. Any change is hard for fucking dudes. It just doesn't fucking come easy. If we can just admit that. Just if we can say, instead of like, just like, hey, this thing that you're asking on me, it doesn't come easy. I'm an ass grabber. You know? I don't know why. All right, that's my little story for today, folks. I hope everybody's life changed for the better. If I could just change 1,000,000 lives for the better, I feel like I've done something.
Yeah, I think you would have.
I really do. If I could just come up with a cure for all the diseases in the world, I feel like I would have done something I could be happy with. If there could be a statue of me built when I was younger that was 60 stories high, don't use the statue of me now. That's why guys are always using like their fucking college picture.
Yeah.
They're like, well, that is me.
It's not a lie.
My essence.
This is my essence.
My essence.
So you're trying
What
to
does that
capture.
mean?
Trying to capture.
This is how hard it is for
weird.
you to jump into a fucking conversation.
What does that mean?
No, he was trying to be on my side. Just like the same way that he fucking palmed me a beautiful rosary like it was a gram of Coke. That's how he gave it to me. He goes, hey, Ronnie, see if your mom will like that maybe she could do a little praying with it. I'm like, what are we living in? Some kind of atheist dystopian state? We have to be careful. This is a beautiful thing that you did, Chris.
Thank you.
Yeah, you handed it to me with shame.
I'm just a bad Catholic. I'm not sure how it all works still.
What do you mean how it works?
I don't know if you could have too many rosaries or
What do you
only
mean?
have one.
Nobody has a rosary addiction that needs to be addressed by a
My
priest.
mom would go like this. Why would you bring another rosary into this home?
That's what I was thinking.
Why would you think that? Why wouldn't you just say, here's a rosary, and then let me do whatever I want with it?
Okay.
Why did you limit it? Now, you know that you're supposed to put your fingers along those beads. This is how many Hail Marys and Our Fathers you're supposed to say.
Never knew
when you
that.
say the rosary. So you just go along so you don't lose your place.
Oh, wow.
You didn't know that?
I had
Yeah,
no
that's
idea,
what that's what the beads signify. So when they say like, you go
You
to
say the
confession, the priest says do the rosary, like he's giving you like a set number
This is
of
what I
Our
would-
Fathers and Hail Marys.
If I
you need
got
to
something
do.
like that, I'd be like this. What? I don't have that kind of time, Father. How about I do one Hail Mary with you?
Let's just get it out of the way now.
What you say it, I'll agree at the end. I'll tell you something right now. This is the perfect Mother's Day gift for me to give my mom.
I know, that's wonderful.
Something else. I'm getting excited about this because there's something happening at Edible Arrangements. And it's not only arrangements, the edible for handcrafted fresh fruit arrangements and chocolate dip fruit boxes, is now making so much more. It's still made from delicious fruit, and it's still opened in real gourmet chocolate, but now it's more than a gift. Edible is now everydayable.
They have fruit treats like edible pops, fresh pineapple on a stick dipped in chocolate, and chocolate dipped apple bites in cones that are on the goable. They've got all natural smoothies made with fresh fruit, so sippable, and a spin on their cakes. The new pineapple drip cakes, totally sweetable.
What was usually a holidayable thing is now more of a treat yourselfable thing. Maybe you had a good meetingable. Maybe you got an awesome haircutable, or maybe it's about getting something special, especially mommable. No matter the season or the weird little reason, edible is lovable.
Stop into one of Edible's 1,200 locations or visit.
Beep, beep, beep. It's a Bennington show on a Tuesday. So we're going to be doing 2 for Tuesday the rest of the day. And then this is an entire Sticks and Stones weekend.
Nice.
So we'll play double shot of Sticks, then a double shot of Stones, and then a triple shot of Sticks, and then a triple shot of Stones.
I was just thinking, could we do like one stick and then more Stones?
It's like Stick and Stones weekend? That would be highly unusual. Highly unusual. No me omegato, Mr. Brabato. Thank you very much for getting me. That was Rock's lowest point. Vulture did a piece. I guess it was Vulture, was it not, Chris? It's up on the iBag.
It was Vulture.
But the premise was this. They're very upset about the last couple of years of, well, it's never going to be as good as the original people who went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay, so, the original Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was, Chuck Berry, Elvis, Jerry Lee Lewis, and now it's Bon Jovi.
Sure, that is going to happen.
But does it need to?
But the thing I like about it is that you're like, you've already been honored. Let's also place you best to worst, which I think is really funny.
I mean, baseball does this all the time. Football does it all. Football people are less caring about who goes into the Hall of Fame. I couldn't tell you too many basketball Hall of Famers, but baseball, I could tell you who the Hall of Famers are.
Right.
You could give me a name and I would tell you whether they were in the Hall of Fame or not.
Now, do you think that if you were a band, you would just be happy to get in the Hall of Fame? Or would it be like, if you felt like it was undeserving, it wouldn't be worth the backlash of like someone else not getting in and you getting in?
It's an interesting thing, but I think everybody would like to be in the Hall of Fame. They would like to be told, you, sir, have lived a Hall of Fame life. And even if you're last, like Bon Jovi is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So what?
You made it.
You're in the Hall of Fame. No one goes, well, what percentage of the vote you get? Don't even fucking bring that up. The point is I'm in. And see, the thing that came up about Bon Jovi that had annoyed some critics is that he was working it to get into the Hall of Fame. And he had some big money people supposedly going beyond one. And you're like, you're not ever really supposed to be pushing for yourself to go in the Hall of Fame. You should act like, hey, it doesn't matter if I'm in the Hall of Fame. And the whole point of that getting into the Hall of Fame was, well, look how many albums they sold. But people, I mean, if everything popular was good,
yes,
the world would be okay, but it isn't.
That's not really the gauge.
You can't say this. McDonald's has sold more hamburgers than anyone else. Therefore, McDonald's is the best hamburger that's ever been done.
Right.
Because you could go down to your local pub and get a better hamburger.
But also, like, that's why with pop music, like, sometimes people are like, oh, pop music is good. And then other people are like, all pop music sucks. It's like, sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. Like, you never know what the public opinion is going to be. But certainly, you would not say just because it's popular, it's good.
And you don't know whether it's going to have a shelf life. You don't know whether it goes on. Like I was just reading that Taylor Swift is now having trouble selling tickets, Where just a couple years ago,
Oh, yeah, you couldn't
people
touch
were
her.
like always trying to tell me, dude, just because she's popular, believe me, she's great. I don't know whether she's great now. I can't make it into a song.
And there's definitely things that like top the pop charts, and then you'll hear it 10, 20 years later and go, this is a great song. No wonder it was so popular. And then there's other things that you turn around like, we were all obsessed with Mambo number 5. Why? Like, I don't know.
A little bit of in my life, a little bit of freedom.
They're
would
like,
be
this
nice.
is silly.
Yeah, there's always, so you don't know. Like, there's plenty of stuff that is pop music. Like you said, you're like, hey, this pop music turned out to be pretty important.
Yeah.
You know? And other stuff, you're like, that was a weird mood we were in there for a couple years.
But like, it's reactionary. It's just like politics can be reactionary and
Yes.
trends and things. Like, it's just like, I didn't think you were going to agree with me so forcefully. Yes,
Yes.
thank God, someone said it.
What's it like? What you're saying is normally, by the time you're in 12th grade, people start to react to what they liked in, let's say, freshman year.
Right. And they'll look at something that the generation before them did and they're like, that's lame. We do things entirely different. But it's not really because they would have done that. It's a reaction to, we just want to be different than from before.
And you don't even know that you're saying that. You just
Right.
go,
Like-
enough vanilla. I want strawberry. I want chocolate.
Now, like, this is my example that I think is the best way to describe it, is if you look at the generations, if you look like boomers to Gen X to millennials, and like the differences of the way, like Gen Xers were almost reactionary to like the like kind of free love and youthfulness or whatever, like, like embracing youth and doing things. And like Gen X was like kind of like jaded and like nothing was cool. And then millennials came along and they're like, we're going to be into stuff in that way, kind of almost similar, like we're going to dress loudly and do things the way we want to. And we're going to like be positive and love things, kind of almost like the baby boomers were.
Yeah.
And Generation X people
Sandwiched.
hate
Yeah, they're sandwiched in between
that
the two.
millennials were like, well, why do they have a mustache and they go to shows?
But see, here's the thing I will say about the millennials. I think they did it more consciously than the baby boomers. I don't think the baby boomers ever said, hey, we're going to set out to enjoy stuff. I think they did it a little more organically. And because of the Gen Xers, the coldness that came in, you know what I mean?
Right.
Then the next generation, the millennials, had to say, well, what do we want to do? You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. That Gen X was more about the things they didn't want to do and didn't like.
Yeah.
And like they kind of were like a little bit like that shit before us was lame. And so that was kind of more their focus.
Right. But then, of course, they had nothing to show for themselves because they didn't, you know what I mean? They didn't have the passion for it. All right. So let's look at the bottom of what Vulture picks and go, should these people even be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
In last place is Mr. John Bon Jovi.
Okay.
Okay.
I think.
Giant fan.
Yeah.
Great guitar player, sweetheart of a guy. But if you're doing the Hall of Fame, did they change music at all? Did they do something new with the art form?
I wouldn't say that would be what I think of when I hear Bon Jovi, but more along the lines of what you were saying before. Well, certainly a lot of people enjoyed that at a time.
Right.
And so it makes you feel like you need to recognize it. But
So
no,
you would put him in? If you were voting.
See, the problem is I know that voting involves also like, oh, this person over this person. And there's probably not many circumstances that I would pick Bon Jovi over whoever else was on that list. So it probably wouldn't come up that I would vote them in.
What about you, Chris?
I'm not voting Bon Jovi in.
Bon Jovi?
Bon Jovi.
Who's Bon Jovi?
The only way I would vote them in is if it was a public vote. But I think that they missed the criteria that we used in all the original. Like if you take the 50s people, the 60s people, they've sort of changed the music.
Right. And had an impact that was like their thing was different or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But this was a good pop rock and roll band.
Yeah.
with a cover boy. They had a cover boy. All right, who's the next on their list?
Queen.
Believe me, as my generation, I like Queen less than most people do.
I know you do, but I would be curious why they would put Queen second to last.
See what they said.
It said that this preposterous aggregation looked and sounded awful from the beginning. Their music is a pastiche of pastiches of things no one in the band were inclined to understand.
So you can't understand the lyrics. The lyrics make no fucking sense. The lead singer had buck teeth.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and disagree with this as their reasoning for.
I mean,
I put Queen in.
Here's the thing: you've got Queen in the Rock and Roll fame. You don't have T-Rex. If you didn't have a T-Rex, you wouldn't have Queen.
True.
If you didn't have fucking Queen, you probably wouldn't have had some shitty fucking band. Like a lot of times, you can move things in the wrong direction, and I think this is the beginning of that fucking Broadway sound.
Yeah, they also say Queen isn't rock and roll, so they don't belong. They say they don't belong at all.
Yeah, but I would say that they're like, if you're looking at some of the other people, like there are people who are like undoubtedly not rock and roll, where I think like Queen has rock and roll, but they also have like kind of disco and pop and other things mixed in.
They got a fantastic guitar player. There's no doubt about it. But so did Bon Jovi. But here's the other thing about Queen. Roxy Music isn't in the Hall of Fame. Fucking T-Rex isn't in the Hall of Fame.
This is
I
crazy
put both those people in before
Yeah.
Queen.
I actually didn't know that T-Rex wasn't in the Hall of Fame. That's kind of
There's a lot of things about you. You just letting it. This whole baby thing is just got you
I
forgetting
guess
what's
so.
important.
You're right. I'm so focused on this baby.
Enough of the baby.
I haven't been looking.
T-Rex
into
isn't in the Hall of Fame. All right, what's next?
Journey.
I wouldn't put Journey in the Hall of Fame. I would probably just put Steve Perry as a fucking single act to hurt the other guys.
I think
Steve Perry?
I put in the same category as Bon Jovi, where it's like, yes, I understand that was very popular, but was it a positive move for music?
I put him with Queen and the other band. Go ahead.
Chicago.
I've been in this debate with a friend of mine named Foggy Otis, who told me he believes that Chicago is traffic with horns. They were, I will say this. They were if you were in a high school band, you loved them in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And then they became some childish pop band and just were proven they would do anything to chase the buck. But if you watch that documentary, I think Netflix has it, it's fucking fascinating. Because those dudes were doing coke and swinging guns around, fucking girls fucking hanging off their balls. I mean, they were as nutty as anybody.
I never would have fucking thought
It's a
that
fucking
shit.
great rock. First of all, I don't know if I've ever seen a rock and roll documentary that I hate. It could be about a band that I don't like. I'm still like, this is a good fucking documentary. Because it's got all
They
the
are
other
about
elements.
the rock.
right? Yeah. Well, their wives are fucking disappointed in them, I'm not putting Chicago in. I'm sorry.
Next on the list is Rush.
You know how I feel about that. Move along. I don't want to say anything because Howie Mandel's around, and I know how Canadians love other Canadians.
Next, Kiss.
I feel the same way.
After that, the Moody Blues.
I would put Kiss in probably. Like, I think like they probably did something
bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's like not my thing, but I'm not just going to say like the ones that I don't are my least
but
favorite bands.
They influence people for the bad, for the worse. And I would say the same thing about Michael Jackson's dancing. Michael Jackson's dancing made every fucking bad show after that happen. What's next?
The Moody Blues, my dad's favorite band.
That's just disrespectful to him.
I'm going to keep them out on that entire thing. They're a kind of pretentious, weird band.
Yeah, they have great album covers, though. I mean, that's the only positive thing I can say about it.
First of all, look, if there's an album cover Hall of Fame, I'll put yes in it. Look, no, by the way, we are with the Hall of Fame where it doesn't matter. Put everybody in now.
Yeah, that's
because
kind
all
of
these
how
bands went in. Put everybody in.
100%. That's really the truth.
And that's what's hurt this argument is that when you get into that,
You start to compare with,
you're being pretentious. Well, that's the whole fucking reason to have something critical.
Right.
There's
That
no
is
other
true.
reason than just, if not, but if you sell 100 million fucking album covers, that's the reward.
Right.
You don't need a fucking thing after that.
You made it.
Go in your fucking giant swimming pool and shoot heroin into your eye. You deserve that.
But stay out of this Rock and Roll Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
sir.
I mean, you shouldn't get, like, you can't be The Rock and then go, where's my Oscars at? I just did fucking Rampart the other day. You know what I mean? You got it.
I got Skyscraper coming out next week.
Is that really the name of it?
I believe it's called Skyscraper.
It's so fucking on the nose.
And it's at least, well, he has like a prosthetic leg in it, and that's apparently a big part of the movie.
Wait, he has something, and then he also has the Rampage coming out?
That's been out. Skyscrapers in the.
God, I can't
Now,
keep
here's the
up.
thing about
This
Rampage.
guy never stops.
It was a flop in the U.S. Giant hit in China. Everything now is a bigger hit in China than it is in the U.S. So they will, if they haven't already, stop making movies for Americans.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because
Now we're going to feel like French people going like this. What about our movies? The movies we love. We're out.
oh my God, that's really weird.
Fuck us. We didn't take care of it, so fuck us. I think everything that's happening to us, we deserve. I'm willing to admit that. Go ahead, Chris.
NWA.
We actually had this debate, and they did change things. And I
Right.
realized that a very short thing, and, you know,
I also think, like, the issue was being hung up on the word rock and roll. It's right there in the name.
but let's suppose that isn't it.
Right, if
When
you just call
somebody's
this a
only made
music-
a fucking album,
Right.
you know? I mean, did they really even make a full second album?
Not really. I mean, it's.
I mean, that's their biggest problem.
Right. But they did have huge impact on the art form.
Yes, and maybe for the worst. You know what I mean? Like, the people who followed them got worse and worse and worse.
Right. But that's everyone, too.
Really? I'll fucking tell that right now to Mr. Bruce Springsteen.
Why would you try to hurt his feelings like that? Don't tell him I said
He's
that.
right down the street, and I'll walk right down there and grab him.
Don't.
You know, did you let Bob know that he's in?
Vito, yeah, we let him know.
Where's Vito at now?
Vito's taking care of something.
Taking care of business?
He's TCB right now.
Okay, that reminds me of both Elvis and Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Both who deserve to be in.
And only one of them is. Do you guys watch the Elvis documentaries?
I didn't. No.
So sad. I always feel sad when I'm watching Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis does make me pretty sad as a person.
When he
This is like a sad, like he still has like a sad boy inside of his success.
Yeah, I mean that. There's a weirdness to him that he wanted to be a rebel and then also stand up when women come into the room. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, there's like, I'm not sure if I believe either one of them.
He has, well, it's like the love for his mother thing kind of made him. like,
Almost fucking special needs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he really, really loves his mom. The Kanye of his time. So I think that's really, I mean, that was really the Kanye's flip.
Yeah, he was as nutty as Kanye.
Yeah.
But there was this moment. There was just, I mean, you know, this is the best thing about the Elvis things, is that Tom Petty is talking about it a lot and picking out some what he thinks are pieces of gold and the other stuff. And you can blame Elvis for following, you know, the Colonel. The Colonel just wanted to make money. He didn't give a shit
Yeah.
whether Elvis put out a good album or not a bad album. So really, that is up to Elvis to say, Colonel, we're going to make money, but I don't want to be making
Right.
fucking garbage.
You still have to be the artist.
But there's a point where you see him like, and he's a young man, you know, like he's in his 30s, and you see him start to dye his hair like really jet black. And
Yeah.
you see that it's not being done for like rock and roll reasons. You know what I mean? It's being done like a woman afraid that she's losing, you
Yeah,
know.
that's scary.
And that thing that he just, because there was nobody before him, you know what I mean? I don't think he knew where the cliff was. Because, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, if you came after Elvis and the Beatles, you could go, okay, here's what happens.
Here's what happens to pop stars or rock stars.
Yeah. You'd be like, hey, they're gonna love our first album. They're gonna be harder on our second album. They're gonna say they hate the third album. So we gotta have a great fucking fourth album if we wanna, be around for the rest of our lives. And you could only do that after seeing other people do it. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's true. There was no other. It was the beginning of that level of
when you watch
stardom.
Yeah, Almost Famous, right?
Yeah.
And they go, we're like the Mick and Keith. Mick and Keith didn't have that. They didn't know, hey, one of us should be the guitar player and one of us should be the front man and you take this side. They didn't know that.
Yeah.
The Beatles didn't know how long their fucking careers would last. So they were just fucking going as hard as they could. So when you see this Elvis stuff, there's just something because he didn't have like a Rolling Stones as his other. You know what I mean? There was no one close to Elvis.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I guess I never really thought of it. Like, celebrity is weird the way we talk about it now. If you talk about like Kardashians or something, but like that there was a beginning to celebrity. That to be like an international celebrity.
See, I don't know. I mean, I think like Billy the Kid was probably considered a celebrity. You know what I mean?
But because he like didn't really have access to the masses the way you could do after, say, television, radio, internet, all these things that connect us. Like, even if you're like, hey, I hear that a lot of people talk about me. I hear that there's, buzz about me and legend about me. But there was a beginning to like having access
how to manipulate it.
Yeah. It's weird.
I think what's weird now is like when I was younger, to be a real celebrity, you were inaccessible. Nobody could touch you. And now, if you're a Kardashian, you got to show your asshole and then think of something to do an hour later. You know what I mean? You're like, look, this is my baby's shit. Look, my baby just shit there.
Like, all those Kardashians, like all of them like had babies one after another, and they're all in like press competition with one another. Even if they're not like angry with each other, they're like, well, she just released this thing.
She just dropped the baby.
Yeah, like I'm like, what am I gonna do when I announce, the name of my baby? Or like, that's just so weird.
Everybody was mad at the Kardashians for the Met Gala last night.
Yes.
Because they didn't stay on theme.
Yes. And well, like particularly the Jenner, I think it was Kendall Jenner. They were like, felt like she really downplayed it when then the whole point is to be kind of over the top.
How was she dressed?
She was kind of like just like in a white pantsuit or something. Yeah. It wasn't like.
I see.
And the whole thing was Catholicism. It was like not even something you could pull like where the theme was. Look, I think some people go a little literal. I'm looking at you, SJP. I think you went a little far. Sarah Jessica Parker was just like went really over the top.
She was with Andy Cohen.
Yeah.
And he was leaning into every shot. I was laughing my ass off.
I saw it. Did you also Cardi B?
Yeah.
My new best friend, obviously, showing off the baby bump with the big crown. I was like, that was one of the best fucking moments. It was so great.
I thought one of the best moments was you and Vito dancing around yesterday.
That's true. It is up on the Instagram.
Yeah, I don't even know how to find it. I don't find it on the regular Instagram.
It's on there. It's like not on the stories. But if you just go to the regular Instagram, it's like the most recent post.
Now, does that stay?
Yeah, this one stays.
See, I never understand.
I gotta carry him.
Vito's a pretty good dancer.
Yeah,
though.
he is a good dancer.
And Jen wants nothing to do with
Well,
this.
like this is my favorite part about this video is this is actually post-show and cleanup in the studio, and this sums up everything.
Yeah.
Me and Vito are fucking around, and Jen is actually doing work and
She wants
cleaning.
to get out. Jen wants out of this hellhole.
I was having fun Millie rocking.
What is it
Look
called?
at that freeze frame.
Yeah.
Am I getting thinner, you think?
Yeah.
You look
Around
tiny.
around the center you are.
Yeah, it looks so tiny.
I'm gonna put this up over here. Hey, Rick. Rick, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
I don't know, Rick.
You know, I really think Motley Crue deserves to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they haven't put him in yet, right?
No.
Now there's a movie coming out on that book about them. What was it called? The Dirty or something like that?
The Dirt.
The Dirt. And
Yeah,
this was just like, yeah, this was just like the lowest, grimiest for something that wasn't punk rock. It was sleazier than
Right.
punk rock.
Yeah, and they keep changing their image like every album they would come out with. You know, they would come out with the glam, then they came out with the leather, and then the tattoos, and
Oh, you know what I got out of Motley Crue, and it's a band that I think has a lot of good songs. I just always felt like I wish we were Van Halen. Every song, you know what I mean? Like that entire strip, and we should do a GPS on this strip. And I know
Like
it
the
means,
hair.
Yeah, it means nothing to you guys, and there's no reason that it should, but it did happen.
Yeah.
And it did last a while, and the fucking strip was crazy. And the other weird thing is those guys with the big hair and the fucking high heels, they were fucking literally fist fighting each other all the time.
Yeah, they were, and it was like a big party scene.
Yeah, I mean, it was heavy coke, it was heroin. All of them live with strippers. All of them. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't have had that scene without strippers saying, you can live at my house. And the strippers kept them going until they got their thing, and then they left them for a model.
That's when you've moved up. But you do want someone with some kind of sexy work.
I don't know what it is about fucking strippers. And Jen worked with these girls before. They never make the right move with their men and their financial planning.
No, they really don't. Because they're
they
getting
should have
like
a lot of money.
I know they're getting hard cash every night, and if you're working at the right place, like it's insane the kind of money you can make.
And yet, it all goes into somebody else's pocket. It's always a biker or a cop or a guy with a band.
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of bikers.
It's also, by the way, it's another sex word, but it's also I've never really understood like the pimp thing. It's like 100% of your money goes to this dude, pretty
Yeah,
much.
but he's going to take care of everything for you, baby. You're going to have all this. Going to get Gucci handbag.
You say you're going to protect me, but you seem to slap me around quite a bit.
I got to fucking teach you.
I want to be taught like that.
That's because you're stupid, baby. You're too stupid. This is one of your cousins with her first paycheck ever, and
That's so exciting.
I think it was only for 3 days. And her grandmother said she feels like she's got nothing but money. You know how like when you get your first paycheck,
yeah.
and like instead of having change now, you've got hundreds.
I mean, I have hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds. When I was a kid, I would spend my money so fast that my parents were alarmed how quickly.
Immediately. It's not going to last a weekend.
I got paid on Friday, borrowed money from my mom on Saturday. Jen, we were talking about people in the dancing world, right?
Mm.
And I said this because a lot of rock stars are with dancers before they make it big. They live with dancers, and dancers support them. But I said I don't know any of them that made a good dating or financial fucking planning moves, and they make some decent money.
Yeah, like strippers make a lot of money.
No, they do. They make. I mean, unless they're a bad stripper.
Yeah, but let's say a good stripper. They're always a biker that they're living with.
Yeah,
An ex-cop. Their money just doesn't go anywhere.
Or like they'll find their guy and then they'll go missing for a while. They'll stop working at the strip club,
right?
Because they get the boyfriend gets jealous and angry, and then they'll return like in like 2 years or a year. Be like, okay, well I'm back to find the new guy, and then it's just like an ongoing circle.
Yeah, that's fucking the worst thing is that the boyfriends a lot of times will show up to place. Keep your fucking hands off.
Oh,
You're like, wait,
that's bad for business.
That's what the business is here.
The bikers were scary because it'd be like a whole mob of them coming in with their bikes out. It was scary.
Well, you need to watch a little something on Netflix right now about the motorcycle gangs of Canada.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's fucking great. It's great.
What are they like there?
Same. Except for I feel like the cops were easier on them. They wanted to crack down less. You know what I mean?
Well, it seems like they've got open road out there. Like that's just
a lot more open road. You're right, but also it seemed like the laws were just laxer. Like you could beat somebody half to death and get 6 months. It's a fucking fascinating watch. I always I grew up around a lot of motorcycle gangs. 2 major groups. Neither one was the Hells Angels, which always seemed like a West Coast thing to me.
You had pagans?
I don't like to say the names of, but
I thought you were saying.
Yes. No. I was saying all the ones that there weren't.
Oh.
But pagans and warlocks were the big ones in my area. But the Hells Angels were all across Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was what's the South mostly?
It's all mixed in? Yeah, whatever you go. There's like banditos and all kinds of shit. Every place has its own thing. And then a lot of times they turn colors where the Hells Angels or somebody will come in and go, everybody switch to our colors now.
Wow, okay.
It's almost like they've taken over another company. We need to break, Chris?
Yes, we do.
All right, well, it's the Bennington Show. Gail and I made a decision today that we were going to withdraw from the Iran nuclear deal. And we've done it, and we don't want to hear anything else about it. We're just done with them.
And frankly, I don't even want to explain why we made the decision.
I
just want you to just know it's decided.
When I make a promise, I keep them. And the U.S. will not be held hostage to nuclear blackmail. So I'm signing it right now. I'm signing it with all the pointy things at the top of my name. Look, here it is, everybody. You think I'm fucking around? Take a good look at it.
Where's the tea?
Oh, here's the tea. Teas are stupid. Teas are British and kind of gay.
His confidence as he shows it off.
He's pointing now.
He feels very strongly about whatever he's saying.
We all do. We're with you, sir. Godspeed.
Interesting. His hair's blonder today. It's like
we don't know.
It just does.
Spring.
It does its own thing.
Spring.
Sometimes it can be like a strange color.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I just call that blonde.
I know one thing. We need to get some mud and seal up those cracks in Hawaii. The slow disaster that is lava.
Yes.
Oh, Tina Fey in the other room. Did you see her?
Yes. She looks so fantastic.
Beautiful Tina Fey. I kind of feel like if you were doing marry, fuck, kill, everybody would put Mary down for Tina Fey.
Yeah, no matter what the other
She's
two
like
people.
The perfect wife.
Yeah, she is.
She is sassy.
Mm-hmm.
She's sexy, but not flirty. And she just brings in millions and millions and millions of dollars.
Right. That's probably the most important thing.
That's my favorite thing.
And then that gives you the opportunity as the husband to kick back. Maybe take up painting or something you've never
I'd like to get into drinking. I never had the time. You know, in college I was so good at it, and then you get caught up with life.
Yeah, and you forget the stuff that was important to you.
Day drinking is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Tina Fey comes home and you're just fucking passed out on some stupid, weird inner tube in the pool. Like that a man shouldn't even be laying on it.
But she'll have a really funny quip about it.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll be like, hard day today, honey. And you're just like, yeah, because she seems like she marries once and that's it.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
you could really fuck up bad. You're not getting out of that marriage. That Greek ain't letting you go. Gorgeous, though. Just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And she just works like all the time. But the kids are all going to be good and well behaved and organized.
Oh, yeah.
She'll know when the PTA meetings are. You don't have to go around looking at calendars and stuff.
She seems like organized working mom.
And you'd
type.
be like, yeah, perfect. Like she excels at everything. And then you're the drunk husband. You're like, wait, PTA tonight? You know how drunk I am? You know, like, I'm just going to lay in the car for half an hour and then I'm going to come in. But you don't wake up. You're too drunk. Or like somebody is being like, ma'am, is that your car out there? It seems like it's on fire. She comes running out and there's just a fucking cigarette burning all up in your face. She opens the door. There you are.
Why are you so gassy?
I think all the beer. All the beer. Oh boy, look at that. Look at CNN. They can't fucking believe it.
Yeah.
I'm
Wolf
sure.
looks very concerned.
Yeah, he was like, "What? Will the wolf survive?" And then Fox, well, he looks a little concerned too.
Yeah. Actually, looks across the board. No one seems.
No one's happy. There's a man who looks sadder and sadder.
Yeah, no one seems to be thrilled. If we're just going on facial expressions alone, everyone has furrowed brow.
Mm. The highest level of economic sanctions on Iran. Okay? No more Fruit Loops. Fuck you.
What?
You get nothing. Fox has got some beautiful fucking anchors, though.
I know. That's
Both
like kind
male
of
and female.
like, do they really they even care about the eye candy for the men?
No, you don't need to.
Yeah,
men, we're not into men's looks. We're into something else with men. Women, we're just strictly into looks.
Right. That is true.
Like, what was the woman who came up with the cure for polio?
Curie?
Madame Curie.
Yeah.
And you know what her neighbor used to say? You ever see the tits on Madame Curie? Unbelievable. I can just stick my face in. Who's the guy that you like though? In the middays.
Oh, that's
at Fox.
That's Shepard
Shep.
Smith.
Yeah.
So I was home the other day. I'm watching Shepard Smith. He was unbelievable. Like there is no match for him at MSNBC. There's no true journalist working there.
That's true.
And he went through a lot of stuff. And I'm like, man, Shepard Smith's really fucking good. And I go, I'm going to see what people think about him. I just put the name into Twitter and just watch real time. People just fucking say, why don't you fucking leave Fox? The fucking Fox fans hate him.
Really?
Yeah, he's too thoughtful.
Because he just like he won't go just like on brand. He'll just go, okay, this
He's
I
not
feel.
part of the team.
Yeah.
He's his own fucking man. And that man has got a story to tell. And he's going to dig and find it. Vito, Chris told me you had something you wanted to ask about today.
Yeah, so I've been debating between two things. I don't want to get your guys' take on it. What would be a more valuable source of technology? Would you rather time travel, or would you rather just be able to go relive your own thoughts, like relive past memories? But you can't change anything in these past memories. You just get to go back and relive it.
Do you like perfect recall?
I guess that's a thing.
You mean like we've talked about on this show many times?
No.
You can't time travel. We know that. Or it would have happened.
Yeah, but
so time travel is impossible.
But this is a world where you're choosing one or the other. Like we got both options.
Well, you can't. You can't do it. Because if you do it, you change everything.
So, but this is like you could time travel, but like you also can't alter shit, but you could go time travel to different places. That's kind of my point.
So like VR memory.
Would you rather be able to time travel to different places you've never been, or would you rather just be able to go within your own memories?
But even if it's where you haven't been, you would change everything.
Yeah,
You can't change his basic thing. It's the butterfly
Just
effect.
a witness. You're just being a witness, like a guardian angel.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I don't know why I said guardian angel. Just a witness, like an eagle.
Am I going to watch people shit and jerk off?
No, you're just getting.
So you just think I want my memory to be like it's happening real.
Yeah.
Now, would I know that? So I'm watching through my own eyes.
Yeah, you would be able to travel back, and you'd be able to just be thinking.
Do I have to move my body in the same way?
No, it's kind of like just sitting
Autopilot?
there, autopilot, and you're watching everything, and you could be like, "Fuck, why'd I do that?"
No, I don't like that.
Or
That's
you could
scaring
even,
me.
if you lost something, you could go back and be like,
Am I experiencing it?
Yeah, you're experiencing it.
See, here's the thing. I had sex at 14 with own age people.
Mhm.
Wouldn't that be pretty horrifying to go back now and do that?
Yeah, I don't think you should.
Hmm.
You're right. I
Like
never
Courtney
really
Vito.
thought about that. Like, if you go back and see yourself lose your virginity, you're watching underage sex.
Yes.
I've thought about something similar to that before. Like if you're thinking back.
By
to
the way, you're watching underage bad sex.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, God.
That's not how you do that.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
If you think back to a crush you had in like 4th grade, is it weird that you're thinking about a 4th grader?
Oh, my
I don't
God.
think about them like in a
went back-
sexual way.
Liz, I stayed in the teens.
No, but
you
like-
went to single digits.
You didn't ever crush in like 1st grade and you were like, oh man, I remember that crush I had in
I
1st
was
grade.
in love in 1st grade.
When you go back and look at that, is it weird because you're thinking about some
Well, I'm
buddy
not
in 1st?
thinking about like I want to get with her. I think what
Yeah.
a strange young man I was.
Yeah, but it's just looking back, that freaks me out, that aspect. Like being like, oh, I remember that was the hot girl in 1st grade. And then I go back and I'm like, no, that's a 1st grader in my head.
You're struggling with something that I don't think I struggle
No, I
with.
don't either.
Like, I had plenty of boyfriend in a 2nd grade, but I'm not like thinking about his dick. I'm just
No, I
thinking
didn't
like
say you're thinking about their dick. I just say like, you at that time you were like, man, she's hot.
This is why we don't let
But I
you
still
fucking lead
I don't even think
conversations.
like if I think back on it, I don't think of it like he was the hot dude. I just think like, oh, I crushed on him. Like I can't put myself in the headspace of where I was in 2nd grade when I was like, that guy is ugly and this kid's a hottie. Like I can't even think like that.
You're saying you never had a conversation in like 7th to 8th grade, like, oh, that's the hot dude of the class.
Yes, but now
Yes,
she's an
but I'm
adult.
saying now I can't think of children like for the same reason. I don't see kids walking to school who are in 3rd grade. I'm like, look at the piece of ass over here. Like I'm saying, like I don't see whatever it was I was seeing then.
But I'm not saying looking at other people in the street. I'm just specifically saying in your own memories, like looking back and being like, oh, I remember this person was the hot person in my class. But is it weird to have that memory because that's...
It's weird that you're wrestling with it. That's what
Yeah,
we're telling you.
I mean, I guess that's what I'm
The fact
saying.
that you're wrestling with me is that you're having some bad thoughts.
No.
That you're not even sharing.
And that's the first thing you go to when you get this new technology.
Thank you, Chris.
Fucking weird.
That's real weird.
No, this wasn't what it just came up and that's something I
Yeah, your technology doesn't even make sense.
My technology is just so it's just make a choice between do you want to go experience things you haven't seen before?
I'm
or
not
do you-
experiencing them. You got me as a ghost watcher.
So
I'm
you're
not fucking climbing trees and smoking cigarettes.
Am I in like a ghost body of my own memory, or am I ghost body looking at dinosaurs? That's
like
what you're asking
ghost
me.
body looking at dinosaurs versus just being in your own memory.
Or seeing the hot girl at the pool when
it
you're
doesn't
in
have
3rd
to
grade.
be the hot girl at the pool.
That's
That
fucking horrifying.
That was just
dude.
one example. One
No,
example of many.
It's a bad example.
He's just gonna go look at hot cave children, is what he wants to do.
Why is that even a thing?
And he wants to pee on them.
That would alter the past, though.
Yeah, but alter his future because it's the only thing he'd want to do for no one. Oh boy. The French fucking toucher said France, Germany, and the UK regret U.S. decision.
Jesus.
Are we well liked or no?
We're extremely well liked because we're the greatest country in the world.
Oh, okay.
We're the greatest country and the most powerful military in the history of the world.
Yeah, look at those Fox News girls. They are so pretty.
Yeah.
Those perfect ringlet hair that they do for them.
One of the greatest things about being in the United States is we leave the pulp in our orange juice. Not only that, we leave the pulp in our apple cider, some pulp in our milk. Milk pulp. It's available now. Yeah. No, nothing's weirder. I feel like Let's just fucking keep going and see how bad and weird it can all get. I don't give a fuck.
I feel like I'm on ghosty autopilot right now in present day. I'm just seeing through my own eyes. I'm not really sure what any of this is anymore.
I've just given a lot of money to send space heaters to the solar caps. I just want to get the polar caps just fucking totally melted down. I don't care.
It's over.
I don't care. I don't care. You can suck my dick because I don't care. Well, Vito, you're let's see how well your great bit set up. Yeah, you want to talk about Vito's premise?
Dial tone.
I remember the potato things had this just a solid bank. What did I tell you, Chris?
You said that.
It's Matt.
It was insanity.
Because like, Vito has an idea and he tells me what it is. I go, that's just fucking stupid madness. And he goes like this. Well, let's give it a try. Got nothing else. He goes, I have a video of lava that's been on TV for 24 hours now. You like to take a look at that? In the meantime, one day we don't have the fucking phones on.
But by the way, you brought up the potatoes again, and I had been making tally, but I didn't expect everyone to have this much difference of opinion.
Yeah, nobody could agree.
No, and it's tied winner. Mashed bacon, French fries each with 2. Like everything else was like single crazy thing. Who knew that like potato soup was the one that really?
That's some people are just madness. Eric, what's up?
So Vito's got. I will say this about Vito bringing up topics. He somehow has the talent to not make Chris look like the creepiest person in the room.
Well, the difference is Vito has actually hurt a child.
Yeah. Oh, God.
He's done that down at his other job at the piers. He threw a little baby girl off the pier.
I didn't. Don't say that.
Baby girl.
Like, affect me.
Did anyone see my baby girl? Oh, that big ape of a man had it.
Stop.
Was swinging around by his ankle.
You need that income.
You need that cum as well.
No.
Yeah, you do.
No, stop.
What's wrong with that one cum?
Stop. Wait, yeah, come to my job.
I told you that was coming today.
It hit him right in the throat. There was a warning.
Where does giant rubber band even come from?
There's a whole pack of them over there.
There was a
remember
warning.
I told you 2 hours ago?
Now I remember.
2 hours ago, Ron threatened Chris and said at some point during this show, you're going to get a rubber band. And he forgot. And
Chris
he relaxed.
also didn't know that you could shoot rubber bands. He goes, how do you shoot them?
No, never.
Didn't you go to school when you were a child?
Yeah, I went to school, yeah.
And nobody was shooting rubber bands back and forth?
There was balled up paper being thrown about, but no
balled up paper.
Balled up paper.
What is a balled up paper?
Balled up paper.
Oh my God!
Being thrown about.
This is all the skill you could do is just bowl it up a paper.
Throw paper around.
Yeah, I know how to throw things.
Come on, check it out. Is it balled it up?
Balled up.
You're in your own fucking world, ain't you, bro? Hey, Eric in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. I've never been to a Wawa myself.
Oh, it's heaven.
It's heaven?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of thought you'd say that. But anyways, there's a guy making a documentary. It's like battling out between the two stores.
Well, I don't... What two stores? The two Wawas?
No. Between Wawa and over here on the west side of the state, we have Sheetz.
Well, here's the thing. You don't make a documentary about something that's happening right now. You have no sense of perspective.
This is unfolding as we speak.
He's making a movie.
Even though we have no perspective of this whatsoever. Does Sheetz make a sandwich?
Yes.
What is their sandwich?
They call it an MTO. It's made to order.
All right,
But
so
you go in there and you can get a hoagie. You get it however you want.
Well, hoagie really comes down to a couple things, but let's take a picture of some of these things, Chris. Or else you're gonna get another rubber band.
Oh, God, please don't.
Dude, you hit that right in his throat. I was very impressed. And you did it very quickly.
That's made to order. Is this nothing? Looks like a sandwich you'd make at home. The only thing I would order at Sheetz is a ladder and a rope. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch
You wouldn't get the loaded tots, or however Chris says it in Spanish.
Yeah, that was another one of his lies.
No, that was
like
Potato's
you
problem.
bowl it up. It's paper. No
Bowl
one
it
bowled
up.
that paper and threw
It's
it. No.
puro.
There's so many other things to do.
All you have is paper in school.
I mean, you didn't even say anything. Yeah, spitball. Like
No,
when you
not
hollow. You didn't do spitballs?
Not that I can remember.
You didn't like hollow
you
out
know
a
why?
pen and then like.
Guess what? He was a fucking nerd who went to the science school.
Oh, you were like a science geek?
I went to Brooklyn Technical High School.
What was your science of choice?
If I had earth science, I think that's always the easiest.
But I mean, like, did you have to apply to get in because you were good at science?
No, it's just there was a citywide test you'd take when you were in middle school, and then whoever fucking got high enough got led into the 4 big high schools, the science high schools.
So you tested high on science, is what you're saying?
No, it was like a general knowledge fucking test.
But you had a high science
You
test.
went to the science thing. There's all kinds of schools that you have.
Yeah,
Why would they send you to the science school?
Because I don't know. They sent me to Brooklyn. They said you're going to Brooklyn Technical High School.
I know, but why, Chris? You would have had to done well in some kind of a technical thing.
I guess math I did well in. I can't remember.
Math? I don't think you're good at math.
I'm not good at math.
You know what you're good at? Cursing. We noticed you said fuck all the time, so welcome to
You're
Brooklyn fucking technical school. Oh, something about this fucking story just stinks from the top.
I
I'm
agree.
not
There's
believing
something
it.
that he either it's not true or he's really good at something that he won't just say he was
I
good
know.
at.
Why not fucking brag?
And
Hey,
that's what I'm
guys,
thinking what it is.
You know, I was a chess nerd. You know what I mean?
Chemistry.
Yeah.
Something.
Or you were a great reader. Something that made you come into that. You could do research. But for whatever reason, he's trying to Fonzie it up. Like, hey, you know, I don't know what those assholes
Yeah,
wanted.
me, I just been rocking and rolling and whatnot. What's the matter with me, baby? What's the matter with you?
Looks like I'm looking to buy a new motor scooty if I don't steal one with a 5-finger discount. Just be a person and tell us why you did good.
I think I did well at math and reading. That was the fucking test.
Howie Mandel was able to walk in here and said, I don't even have a GED.
Yeah.
You know why he doesn't? He's a fucking ADD guy.
Really? Yeah.
I mean, he had all those OCDs and
Yeah.
ADD before anybody had them.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, what's he talking about? And now, like every third person.
Everybody's like, I have.
And now Chris is acting like, yeah, man, when he came to school, I just want my motorcycle boots.
The boots specifically. Teach tried to get me to take off my motorcycle boots.
Like, fucking weird.
Why was he trying to play that so cool?
I know. I think his girlfriend was like, yeah, man, we lived down in the barrio, man.
Me, I never did good in escuela.
Please. Make sure you bring your zip gun tomorrow, man. Why can't you just fucking say that you're proud that you're really good in school?
Were you just really good in school?
I wasn't really
Were you
good
an
at
A
school.
student?
I was definitely
Teacher's
not.
pet.
I wanna be teacher's pet.
And blow the teacher and lick his ass. Let him cheers on my dick.
He agreed and started singing
I
with
know,
the
'cause
Lincoln
he got fucked by his teacher. Male teacher.
So you fucked your way into Brooklyn Tech, is what you're saying.
What was your degree in your high school? What did you major?
Computer science.
Okay, why wouldn't you say that? I'm a computer science guy. You know what I mean? You're fucking the young Bill Gates.
What kind of What kind of stuff were you working on?
He's working on a whole new internet. How's that fucking sound, right? Pied Piper was fucking turning this whole thing around. So what did you do? What was your computer
programming?
They taught us computer programming.
Yeah,
yes.
great, man. So you can do code?
Oh yeah.
Can you really?
No, I can't. I can't code anymore.
Did you try to code?
I went in high school. Yeah.
Dude, that's fucking nice fat cash for you.
Yeah.
Right?
I could have been.
Why didn't he just say all of this?
Well, because his mom fell down and he got a big fucking settlement. Now he's up to France and Spain.
Don't forget Spain.
Throwing fucking cash everywhere. 4 days he's fucking becoming a matador.
Can you code a MySpace layout?
Well, you know what? Why are we pulling teeth? Why wouldn't he say to us, well, guys, I got a computer science thing I used to code when I was in school. And then we'd go, oh. Instead, he's like, I don't know what I was good at. None of us fucking coded in school.
Smoking weed. That's for sure.
Picking on minorities. Kids. Picking on kids with medical problems.
Chris, we know you're cool.
Yeah, you don't have to fucking prove. You don't have to prove shit, dude.
Thank you.
All right?
Thank you.
I mean, you could be doing fucking drive-ins and dives tomorrow. You know, you're that fucking cool.
Thank you.
But why? Look at me. Vito's just fucking losing it. But why wouldn't you just say what you did in school?
Because it was, I thought we were talking about middle school, not high school.
What?
See, that's where I was at.
They said Brooklyn Technical. You told us Brooklyn Technical.
Yeah, but I got into fucking Brooklyn Technical by being in middle school.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Oh, Vito, shut up.
This all started asking you why you got into high school, and you said in middle school you took an exam. That happened.
Yeah.
I got to high school by way of middle school. Yeah, all of us do.
My career started in kindergarten. Paste. Chris, why don't you just admit that you were the dumbest kid in Brooklyn Tech?
Oh, easily.
You fucking fell behind first day. All right, we gotta wrap this up. I'd love to sit and listen to this fucking jibber jabber. My favorite thing all day was, so the doctor 3 weeks ago. I know you didn't. Showstopper, stopping the show, making the show don't go on. He's a showstopper, balling on paper, watching wads of bowls of paper bowls. Lady! The bowl with the paper is there. All right, that's it for us. We hope to see you all tomorrow, but if not,
we'll see you again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974.